Welcome to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, guys. As always, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from, what you want to talk about first, and don't forget to like the video. This is our weekly Tuesday takeover. Just apologize for being late. Sometimes we're late because we're making sure everything is working, making sure we have all of our notes, making sure we have all the things. If you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. Tap your screens if you're watching on TikTok. Don't forget to follow if you're not following. We have a lot to unpack. This is what we do on Tuesday Takeover. Hold on, let me turn this off because there we go. Because I was getting a little feedback. All right. Guys, as always, shout out to our members of the channel. Shout out to our King's Guards, aka our moderators, and shout out to our subscribers. We appreciate you all taking time out of your day to be here for our Tuesday Takeover. We have a lot to unpack. We got to talk about 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way. We have to talk about Below Deck. We have to talk about Vanderpump Rules and my rewatch. Well, not rewatch, first watch. There we go. Technically a rewatch for some people. But we're going to talk about season 2, a little bit about season 3, because I just watched something very cringy from season 3 that I want to talk about. We also have to talk about, what else do I want to talk about? The Oscars, of course. Hello. We got to talk about the Oscars. What in the hell? We've got to talk about the Oscars. We have to talk about the winners, the losers, all of that. When I say losers, you know what I mean. Come on. Okay. All right. Shout out to Ohio's in the building, Los Angeles is in the building, San Diego, California is in the building, B-More's in the building, Houston, what's going on? Tennessee, the Bronx, West Virginia, Naples, Florida, Maryland, what's going on? Wisconsin's in the building, Kentucky's in the building. What's going on, everyone? Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Sharing is caring. New York/Minnesota. How are you in both places? Houston, Texas is in the building. What's going on, everyone? The DMV's in the building. Alabama's in the building. New York City, stand up. What's going on? South Carolina, what's going on? Shout out to everyone that's here. We appreciate you taking some time out because I know that some of you are on lunch break. Some of you are sneaking, listening. It's okay. I'll try and whisper. Hey, okay. We have a lot to cover. So before we do that, as you know, with the notifications, you need to make sure your notifications are on. But sometimes even with the notifications on, they notify you late. So this is part of the reason why we vamp and let people know that we're live. And this is why we do a countdown. So let's get into this countdown. And then we're going to get into all of what we need to unpack and talk about. All right, let's get out of here.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back, guys. Woo, Tuesday Takeover is here. So what do we usually like to do with Tuesday Takeover? Again, cover a variety of reality TV news, reality TV, and pop culture news. As you can see, we're going to talk about the Oscars. And we always love to start Tuesday Takeover with some good news. So where do I want to start first? Okay. So we've been talking and covering the Real Housewives of Potomac for the last couple of months, the last few months. And now the season is over. The ladies are figuring out their storylines for next season. I know there's rumors on the street that Jacqueline was upgraded to a housewife. Robin Dixon was fired. I don't believe any of those rumors just yet. I don't believe any of those rumors just yet. Just yet. I don't believe it yet. I need to hear from more sources, but I don't believe that just yet. But this picture has been going around of Karen Huger on vacation in Belize, Some people are asking, where exactly is Ray? Ray is her photographer. Okay, come on now. Come on. He's not only her driver, he's her photographer. Okay, like your boo is. Look, that is not a jab at Ray, the Black Bill Gates, okay? But Karen is looking great, all right? Shout out to our tourist sister, Karen. She's in Belize having a good time and taking a break from all of the drama. And this is a reminder to all of us, take a break. Slow down. DJ Quick. We'll talk more about that when we talk about Love and Marriage DC. Elson Singleton said, what's Mia's status? On the show or just in general? Look, I think Mia will be back. I believe Mia will be back. And I believe Mia wants to be back because for the love of the business being taken from her, it's important. It's important for her to be on the show. And I don't feel like I think there are a sector of people that don't want her to return. And then there are a lot of people that do like her delusional, lying self. Just saying. But I want to start off with some good news. And what's better than vacation? Let this be your reminder to take a vacation. And look at Karen Huger on vacation in Belize looking amazing. Okay, mother. Okay. Oh, someone said, is her status broke? You know what? I don't know. I mean, based on what she's been giving us in regards to Mia, and based on what we've been hearing about Mia, it sounds about right. Sounds about right. All right. Some other good news. You guys, I've never watched Jersey Shore. I know, blasphemy. No, I never watched the Jersey Shore, but like Vanderpump Rules, I never watched that until recently. But I always was aware of the news. I was always aware of the show. I was always aware of the popularity. But I was aware that Sammie's sweetheart wanted nothing to do with the show anymore. Her ex, RHONY, has been in the news a lot and has been in trouble a lot. But of course, she was not going to return if he was on the show anymore. Well, apparently, she's returning this season, and apparently the cast never knew that she was returning. Yeah, Sammie's sweetheart. First of all, she looks great. Shout out to her. I don't know if she's done anything in regards to plastic surgery, Botox, whatever. She looks naturally good. And she was always a pretty girl. It's nice to see her back. Well, does this mean that I will be getting into Jersey Shore family reunion, family vacation, whatever it's called? Nope. Look, nope. No. I mean, I was happy to see her back. Congratulations to her. Because what I do know is that for her to come back, they are paying her, maybe not as much as everyone else because they've been a part of it, but the Jersey Shore cast gets paid very well for this show. And a lot of you are still very much invested in these grown folks acting a fool for reality TV, which is okay. We talk about a bunch of reality stars that act a fool. We're about to talk about some of them in just a second. So I'm sure she's coming back with a bag. And good for her. What has she been up to, though? Does anyone know? What has Sammie been up to? This is over 10 years of her not being on the Jersey Shore. Of course, the Jersey Shore hasn't really been on. And this new iteration came about, a couple of years ago. But she has not been a part of this franchise. Is it a franchise? I guess technically. In like 11 years. Good for her. I hope they're paying her well. Sammie, if they're not, why are you doing it? I feel like they're paying her well to come back because they know how much this is going to shake up the whole situation. Is she still friends with any of them? I mean, according to TMZ, this was a big surprise. So I'm assuming she's not really friends with any of them. All right. Senjen says, not invested in grown folks acting a fool. So apparently you probably also don't watch Summer House, right? I couldn't get into Summer House. The only Summer House that I'm going to get into is the new spinoff that's going to be happening with the all black cast in Martha's Vineyard. Oh, I'm in there from jump. I'm not going to miss out. I'm not going to miss out on this. Okay. Just saying. All right. Just because I feel personally invested, because at BravoCon, the executive producers came up to me and told me about it. So now I'm sort of like, I need to watch this. I'm going to give it a chance. If we could give Portia's Family of Lies a chance, I can give this new spinoff a chance. That is the bar I have set for any show that I'm watching. So basically, I can give anything a chance at least once. At least once. So Sammie Sweetheart is returning to the Jersey Shore. It will be interesting. Apparently, they had no idea that she was coming. Oh, but that makes for great reality TV. Is she good with the cast, though? Anyone that watch or know the full updates, is she good with these people? Because she hasn't wanted to be a part in a very long time. All right. We do not have an official name for the new spinoff of with the all-black cast of Summer House. So stay tuned. Uh-oh. J.I. says, Portia's show was good, though. Okay. Mm-mm. Let's talk about the Oscars, okay? No. There were a lot of really... First of all, there were people that told me that Jimmy Kimmel did a great job. I did not watch, so I don't know. But usually I can tell when someone has done a great job or a really bad job if I see clips from their skits and their little monologues. I didn't hear anything until I actually posted a comment about it. And maybe, well, he said this, and it was really funny how he made fun of what happened last year with Chris Rock and Will Smith. And I said, okay. And some people told me the jokes, and I was like, okay, that's funny. Okay. But why did we go from last Oscars with 3 females hosting it, from different backgrounds? 2 were comedians. 1 is a comedic genius in her own right, Regina. Well, how do we go from that to back to Jimmy Kimmel? How? How, Sway? Antoinette says Jimmy Kimmel did great. I mean, I've heard that he did great, but I don't hear anybody really talking about it. But how do we go from the last year? They didn't slap anybody. Look. They didn't slap anybody. Why didn't we bring them back? I would have loved to see Wanda Sykes, Regina Hall, Amy Schumer. Okay, maybe not Amy. Oh, sorry. I kid. See, K-Baby said he did okay. I mean, comedy is so subjective. Because I know a lot of people, when I talked about, Chris Rock and some of the jokes that he made about Will Smith, a lot of people were saying that that he wasn't funny, it wasn't good. And then there were some people, no, it was really good. I have to watch it for myself, but even when I watch it, just because I found it funny doesn't mean that everyone's going to find it funny. And I find that with comedy, it's always like that. So when I hear people say, oh, it was great or it was really bad, I never go by that. Because what you find funny might not be what I find funny. Some people find me funny and some people don't find me funny. Which is fine. But I haven't heard anything about Jimmy Kimmel's performance. I haven't seen any clips or things like that. So I just found it interesting that we went from 3 female hosts last season to back to Jimmy. No offense, Jimmy, but okay. But anyways, moving on from that, let's talk a little bit more about the Oscars. There were some really stellar, record-breaking moments. Let's talk about Ruth Carter. Where's my picture of Ruth? Didn't I pull out my picture? You know I got to pull out a picture of Ruth. I know I have my picture. I have it on my phone. See, that's the thing. I prepare so much for this show, and I think that I have everything, and then I'm like, oop, I don't have it. Okay, exactly. I have a few pictures in here that I need to share with you guys. Hold on. Let me send these pictures. It's a live show. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Let me just send this picture of Ruth Carter. Hold on. I have so many things in my phone. Where's my Ruth Carter picture? Is it on my other phone? That's all right. I'll pull it from here. I'll pull it from my computer. Anyways, so there were some record-breaking moments from the Oscars that I wanted to mention, including Michelle Yeoh, who was a part of that movie that I can't think of the name because it's such a long title, but it's okay. Look, it's all right. But they won a lot of awards. But Ruth broke a record, and I didn't even know that this was a record that needed to be broken. First of all, hold on. Let me pull her. Look, let me pull her in. Let me pull her in. Okay. Hold on. So Ruth Carter, as you know, she is the costume designer for Black Panther. She won the Oscar in 2019 for costume design. She won it again this past weekend. Okay? So she won it again this past weekend. And you know what? She is the first Black woman to win 2 Oscars in any category. I never thought about that until someone breaks the record. I mean, technically, if Angela Bassett won for What's Love Got to Do with It when she should have, and if she had won this past weekend for Black Panther, they would have been tied. Can you imagine? But congratulations to Ruth Carter. That is such I didn't even know that was going to happen, but she did incredible work on Black Panther back in 2019, and of course with this latest project. So congratulations to her. Amazing. Angela Bassett. So Angela Bassett, a lot of people thought that she was going to win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Black Panther, the sequel. Okay, so she was winning a lot of the awards. She didn't win all the awards, but she was winning a lot of the, awards leading up to the Oscars. So people really thought that she was going to win. And first of all, she came dressed like a winner. First of all, her makeup, like she had it didn't even look like she's wearing a lot of makeup. This dress, this color, she looked so regal. The necklace, the hair. She's 60-something years old. Okay? She came up looking like a winner. And when she lost to Jamie Lee Curtis, congrats to Jamie Lee Curtis, though, because Jamie Lee Curtis has been in the business for decades. And this is her first time ever winning an Oscar. And her reaction to winning the Oscar was so honest and so authentic. And that's who Jamie has always been. She's so chic. And if you watch Beverly Hills, you know what I'm talking about. So a lot of people on social media were feeling as if Jamie did not deserve it for this particular role in comparison to Angela Bassett's role. And look, I haven't seen the movie that Jamie's in. This is why I can never say, oh, this one deserves it more than the other. I haven't seen Jamie in this movie. So I'm not going to say that she didn't deserve it. What I will say is that Angela Bassett is one of the best actresses of our time. Come on, she is. Her versatility as an actress is incredible. Just go take a look at her catalog of work. She's an incredible actress. And does she need an Oscar to be proven as an incredible actress? No. Jenna says, I saw the Jamie movie. Can't wait to call in. Okay. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Oh, yeah. Lotus says Tem's outfit. Okay, let's talk about Tem's outfit. All right, but congratulations to, first of all, without a doubt, Angela Bassett is an incredible actress. She will continue to give us incredible performances. Congratulations to, before we move into Tem's outfit, I want to say congratulations to Michelle Yeoh. Her speech, the way she ended her speech by shading Don Lemon, and you know what Don Lemon said, we did a whole report on him saying that, certain women are of a certain particular age are out of their prime. You know, she is the first Asian woman to win Best Actress. What is going on in this country? It is 2023. Michelle Yeoh is the first Asian woman to win Best Actress. And she ended her speech by saying, and ladies, don't let anyone ever tell you you are past your prime. Okay. All right. So, congratulations to her. And I'm going to butcher this name, but I just wanted to highlight this as well because there were a lot of record-breaking moments. Did you guys see the RRR movie? So they tweeted this: we are blessed that the RRR movie is the first feature film to bring India's first ever Oscar in the Best Song category with Natu Natu. Come on, India. Yes. I mean, the first, damn. So many incredible moments that don't get highlighted enough. Okay. All right, let's talk about Thames. So Thames has reacted because a lot of you were reacting. Her outfit was incredible. Her outfit was incredible. However, people were like, I feel bad for the person that's going to sit behind her. And honestly, when I saw it originally, I didn't think about it until you guys started making us think about it. I was like, wait a minute. So hold on one second. Let me bring up a picture, y'all. If I can find the picture. Where is my picture? If I can find, oh, here it is. Let me bring it up. Let me bring up this picture because if you guys see Thames just sitting very regal in this position at the Oscars. Okay, this is her in the audience at the Oscars, y'all. That's Thames looking gorgeous. Her manager is sitting right next to her. From what I've heard, that's her manager sitting right next to her with his poor neck. People love Thames. Thames was there because she was nominated for co-writing Lift Me Up, which Rihanna performed, and Rihanna sounded great. All right. But people were like on social media, what? I feel bad for the person sitting behind her. But a lot of you also pointed out whoever's sitting behind her is probably a seat filler. There's probably a bunch of seat fillers around her because none of those people around her I know. But regardless, I'm actually a little surprised. I didn't think about it until you guys started making us think about her outfit. You would have thought not just her. This is her big Oscar moment. It's not really up to her. It's up to her team, the people designing the dress. Why didn't she have another dress? Or why didn't you design the dress where it could come down so that it wouldn't interfere with anyone? Or why didn't you guys see her in a position where she wouldn't block someone? Well, that's really up to them at this point, right? So I was like, okay. But a lot of you were upset. She posted on her social media multiple photos of her in this outfit and just simply captioned it, uh-oh. 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 Oh, my goodness. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me just remind you guys. LLO, thank you for being here. But please do not write in all caps or telling me what to do because Nightbot will get you. Just a warning. All right? Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Yeah, some people are asking why not make her another dress. I don't think anyone thought about it. Everyone was just like, this is an incredible dress. And it was an incredible dress. Incredible dress. But, and I mean, look at it. I mean, she looks great. Hair, makeup, outfit. But damn. Candy says, that is a red carpet dress only. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she has learned. This is her first Oscars, I believe. So, come on. Leave her alone. Poor thing. She's like, uh-oh. All right. What were some other moments that, oh, Halle Bailey at the Oscars. I still have not seen the trailer. Is that because it's not online? Because I know they premiered it during the Oscars. I have not seen the new trailer for Little Mermaid. I meant to look it up before I did this live, but I did a lot of preparation. Look, that didn't include it. But they dropped the new trailer for The Little Mermaid. First of all, she is gorgeous. I hate the fact that she's even in pop culture news in regards to her new man. Oh, look. Can we break up with him until the Little Mermaid situation comes out? We don't need anything ruining this moment for Halle. Okay? We don't need anything ruining this, and let it be a man. Let it be a man. Oh, it's on YouTube. Virgilian says it's on YouTube. Ashley says it's online. Okay. Ashley, because your name is Ashley, we're going to bring up the whole awkward interview with Ashley Graham and Hugh Grant. Let me take Thames down because she's not involved in this mess. So a lot of people were reacting to this awkward interview between Ashley Graham and Hugh Grant. And this is why it's important to watch things for yourself and not just go by what people are saying. Because you might feel differently. And honestly, do I feel like Hugh Grant was rude? I don't know if the word is rude, but if you look at other interviews with Hugh Grant, it's very similar. It's very similar. Ashley Graham did say that, just kill him with kindness. Because she was asking him some basic questions about being at the Oscars, being in the movie. At one point, he was like, I'm only in it for like 5 seconds. But if you look at some past interviews with Hugh Grant, it's the same energy. So I didn't see what a lot of people thought it was, because I was sort of like, that's sort of who he's always been. I don't know if rude in my mind would be the right word. See, look, X Sign says he was not rude. That's British sense of humor. Love him. And here's the thing. I have interviewed quite a few British people in my time. And honestly, it is the same energy. You kind of think that it's you and they're being awkward and they're being, no, it sometimes it's that. So when I saw it, I was like, LL, it's okay. It's okay. I know. I understand. LL says, Kempire wasn't trying to be rude, simply wanted to catch your attention. Unfortunately, I accomplished it in the wrong way. It's okay. It's okay. But I also was giving you a heads up because Nightbot does get people for all caps. Just wanted to give everyone a heads up as well. Jasmine says, Hugh Grant is not, hold on. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Jasmine says, Hugh Grant is not rude. He's British. And that's why I said I needed to watch it for myself, because I was like, what did he say? What did he do? I said, let me go watch it, because the way that stories start to build up on social media and in our culture, it's sort of like the original story that I heard versus what I watched were completely different. Completely different. This is crazy. This is why you have to watch things for yourself. And as I said to you before, I've seen a couple of interviews with Hugh Grant before. I've interviewed, not him, but a few British talents before. And sometimes, especially as Americans, they're not so warm and fuzzy all the time like that. Or they have dry humor, which I can appreciate. I love me some British humor. So when I saw it, I was just like, yeah, I don't think it was rude. I think that's just him. Just saying, different cultures sometimes, y'all. This is why we have to keep an open mind. We have to keep an open mind. Could he have played along a little bit better with her? Of course, maybe. But did I think some of her questions were just kind of blah? That too. Let's be honest. Her questions were sort of like basic. And look, those are the questions that these outlets want people like her to ask. Yeah, Samara says not all Brits are, and we already, please understand when we make statements, we're not generalizing an entire group. But what's very common, I wasn't shocked when people were like, no, that's British humor. Just saying. LaSoul says that's why Elizabeth Hurley dumped him. I'll wait. Come on. All right. For those that want to see, I'm sure you can find the interview that Ashley and Hugh Grant had on the red carpet. I don't know. Cherie says she annoyed him with the questions. Here's the thing. I personally thought the questions were so basic that I like maybe he was bored. We don't know how many times along that red carpet he was asked those same questions. Thank you so much, guys, on TikTok for the gifts and tapping your screens. Can you imagine being asked the same question multiple times on the red carpet and when you really do not want to be there? Just saying. I'm saying. Deborah says, hold on. Deborah says, Hugh Grant was ridiculous. He was rude to me. And everyone has a right to their opinion. Deborah, you already know that here. And apparently a lot of other people agree with you. Hey, Michael. Michael says she was boring AF. They need to hire people that can change their approach at any given time. This is why people miss like Joan Rivers and things like that on the red carpet. We don't have a red carpet like that anymore. Remember Kathy Griffin on the red carpet? The red carpet is so boring now. Who is spicing up the red carpet with their questions? It's so, just saying. Jenna says it's a part of the job. Lotus says, yes, Kemp, it would be annoying to get the same questions 20 times in like 5 minutes. Thank you, Rosina. I knew this question. I knew you guys would. Thank you. Maybe one day. Rosina says, Kempire, you need to be there asking the questions. You would be amazing. Thank you, Rosina. Maybe one day. All right, let me slow down and check because I need to keep up with your comments. Shout out to LL for reminding me I need to slow down the comment section. I sometimes take for granted that you guys are here. We have 1,400 people in the building. So guys, don't forget to like the video. Once we get to a certain amount of likes, I will drop the call-in link for those of you that want to call in and share your thoughts on anything that we're talking about for our Tuesday Takeover. For our Tuesday Takeover, we always cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news. As you know, we were just talking about the Oscars. There's nothing else that I wanted to say about the Oscars, right? I mean, you guys will have your opportunity to call in and share your thoughts about the Oscars as well. Let me slow this down. All right. Did you guys notice, though, before we move on from the Oscars, did you guys notice that there were quite a few housewives at the Oscars? Quite a few. Well, not at the Oscars itself, but Oscars weekend involved. They were, at the parties and things like that. Including our girl, Garcelle. Garcelle was at the Oscars. Okay, Garcelle. Garcelle was at the, not at the, you know what I'm saying. The parties and things like that. They were there. And looking great. She was there with her 2 sons, not Oliver. That's skank. No, I'm joking. I kid. You know, she did a recent interview. We did a separate video talking about this yesterday. She did a recent interview asking her opinions on Oliver's hookup with Rachel on Vanderpump Rules. She says she hasn't watched it, but her son's grown. Her son's grown. So she can't tell him what to do. He doesn't always do things that she wants him to do. So she's all right. She also mentioned that she would love to see Lisa Vanderpump come back to Beverly Hills. And I said, it's not too late. They just started filming. And apparently people feel like this new season is going to be boring based off of pictures. Okay. So shout out to our friends over at TV Deeds. They write this in their coverage of this, Garcelle talking about the new season. They write this. Garcelle Beauvais teased at the RHOBH season 13 on the red carpet of this week's Oscars, revealing that the cast seems to be on good terms just a few weeks into filming. Saying this, I landed from Las Vegas 2 hours ago, she told Page Six, referencing the first cast trip. She says, we were filming. The outlet asked how filming on the season is going, and while Garcelle didn't let slip any real tea, this is the Real Housewives, and the viewers should expect the usual drama. She says, honestly, really good. We're all reconnecting and having fun so far. First of all, I gotta show you guys this picture of her and her twins. Such a beautiful family. Hold on, let me see if I can bring this up. Such a beautiful family. I love seeing Garcelle and her kids. Like, all of her kids are good looking. Oliver, the twins, the mom. Look, the mom. Look, the mom. Good looking family. And she probably also was like, let's go out. Let's spend some time together. I've been working. Congratulations to Garcelle. She had millions of people that watched her Lifetime movie, Black Girl Missing. If you missed it, go check it out. So congratulations to her. And apparently this is going to be a fun season so far. But remember, they're very early. She did say that she would love to see Lisa Vanderpump return and stir things up. Stir things up. Here's the thing. I just want Lisa Vanderpump to be just sort of come on, maybe not as a friend of, but at least an appearance this season, especially because there is a real relationship happening between Lisa and Garcelle and now Sutton. So I'd like to see that. What I don't want to see is Nicolette Sheridan. You remember Nicolette Sheridan from Desperate Housewives. Now she's desperate to be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. After the fact? After Lisa Rinna was fired? No. We want to see you when Lisa's there. We want to see you when Denise is there because she's relationships with all those people. She posted on her Twitter a poll. Are you guys desperate to see me on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? And I was surprised. I'm like, no one cares at this point. What would be the point? What would be the point at this juncture? No. If Lisa was still there, if Denise was still there, okay, let's shake it up. But now, no. Alexa says, please, no more actresses. I really do find it interesting because I do feel like if you're an actress, you do feel the need to play a role when you see a camera. For the love of Lisa Rinna, for the love of Drew Sidora. They just feel like they have to kind of turn it on. Just say. The only person that I feel doesn't necessarily turn it on all the way, because I do feel like she turns it on sometimes, is maybe Garcelle. I do feel like this is who Garcelle really is, who she's showing up as on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But that's in my own opinion. Sandy says her time to do it was 25 years ago. Not 25 years ago. Come on now, Sandy. So dramatic. Gigi says Oliver needs to straighten up. Guys, if you missed our coverage of her reaction to Oliver and what's been going on there, be sure to check out that video. I just wanted to mention her at the Oscars since we were talking about the Oscars. Lisa Vanderpump was also at the Oscars. We saw a reunion. Where's my picture of the reunion? Hold on. We also, where's my picture of the reunion? We also got a picture of, hold on, y'all. We also got a picture of, hold on. There we go. Of these two reuniting. Kathy Hilton and Kyle Richards took a picture together. Doesn't Kathy's smile look so forced? It looks so forced. It looks so forced. Like, I really don't want to take this picture with her, but let's make good because I might be coming back this season. So Kyle talked about the changing of dynamics during the season, that we probably will see more of the fun that happens between her and Sutton. And she says, a lot of people don't necessarily know that Sutton and I are really friends and that we have a really good time with each other. So I'm just sort of like, I got that. I mean, I always thought that they were real friends. I got real friends from their energy. But apparently this season, we're going to see more of their dynamic, which I'm here for. I've said this before. I don't need this cast fighting all the time. I need you guys to be fun. If there's some cattiness in between, okay. All right. But let's have some fun, especially after last season. Let's have a good time. All right, speaking of Beverly Hills, oh, look. What is going on with Brandi Glanville? Brandi, first of all, look at the hands. Can you guys take a close look at her hands? So we know this was Photoshop, but Brandi on her YouTube channel hosted her own Traders reunion with Reza. So Reza did lose his father, and that was the reason why he didn't attend. We know the reason why Brandi didn't attend was because she was told not to come because of what went down on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip between her and Caroline Manzo. So recently, Brandi's attorneys are asking for the audio of the situation that happened in an Ultimate Girls Trip because she feels like that will prove that it's not the way that they're spelling it out. At this point, if she's doing this to Bravo, it says to me, I already told you, when I covered that story of the allegations of what might have happened in Morocco between Brandi and Caroline, I said to you, Brandi might have a case against them in regards to, the alcohol that they supply and encourage, allegedly. So I was like, uh-oh. But now the fact she's getting her lawyers involved with Bravo, I already knew after this incident that Bravo and Peacock would be done with Brandi. But now I'm sort of like, oh, it's like really, really done. Really, really done. But I'm more concerned about Brandi because at first I was like, okay, is it Ozempic? Is it she's just very stressed from possibly never returning to the Real Housewives franchise? I don't know. She looks and she's already a thin woman. So for us to think that she's even thinner, I'm just a little concerned. I still have not finished watching their reunion, but I have to say, I was interested. Okay, hold on, y'all. Because I wanted to bring a photo over to let you guys know I did a little fun thing. This conversation about Brandi reminded me that I did a little fun thing. Okay, hold on. Let me move this down. All right, hold on. Okay, guys, I did Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. Come on. With David Onta. All right. It's available now on your favorite podcast platform. So go check out Behind the Velvet Rope. This is part 1 of our conversation because we had like a 2-hour conversation about everything, Bravo, reality TV, content creation, all of that. So be sure to check out the new episode of Behind the Velvet Rope with myself and, of course, David Onta, his podcast platform. And don't forget to rate and review it. All right? And part 1, part 1's out. Part 2 should be, I believe, next week, David said. I've linked it in the live chat on YouTube. For those of you that are watching on TikTok and Facebook, just go on to your favorite podcast platform and check out the latest episode of Behind the Velvet Rope. So stay tuned for that. We talked about a lot of stuff. Stay tuned for part 2, I should say. Part 1 is out right now. All right? And if you follow me on social media, I've posted links there as well. Yeah, so that conversation, the Brandi situation reminded me about my conversation with David. So I wanted to make sure I talked about that. But first of all, her hands in this Photoshop situation. But if you look at the actual video of her on YouTube, she looks very, very thin. I don't know. I just wish Brandi well. Her behavior has been encouraged by Bravo for a very long time. And I think that's part of the reason why she just kept on giving that same behavior and then just taking it to the next level. However, we don't know the full situation of what went down. I'm wondering what exactly will even be shared on season 4. But now I'm just ready to talk about season 3. Season 3 of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip is coming in, less than 10 days. Less than 10 days on Peacock. All right? So stay tuned for that. All right. Let me take a sip. Okay. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Crystal says, stress. To not have steady work. I believe you were saying, Crystal. To not have steady work that was finally coming back her way, being taken away again. That's going to be stressful. Bravo was enabling for sure. See, that's exactly what I was thinking. As soon as I saw that picture of Brandi, I was just like, wow, is that stress? Is that Ozempic? That seems to be the trend now with a lot. And I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but I'm just asking. Kyle Rich has been accused of that. She's denied that. But remember, we had a caller call in not too long ago talking about this, even before they were talking about Kyle. And there are a lot of people that rely on Ozempic for their diabetes, and they can't get it because people that just want to be skinny are taking it and can afford it. Something to think about. That's the part of the story that people aren't talking about. All right. Mrs. Dash says, I've never been a fan of Brandi. It always It always seems she was thirsty. Yeah, she definitely was. She definitely was. You know, this is the way she wanted to make her living. And unfortunately, it seems as if now that's in jeopardy. Now that's in jeopardy. All right, let's move on because we do have a lot more to talk about. And we haven't even gotten into any of the reality shows that I want to talk about. So let's get into some reality TV recaps. Guys, as always, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. This is our Tuesday takeover where we cover a whole onslaught of topics, including a reality TV news, and pop culture news. All right, let's move on. I'll see. Jasmina says, I'm one of them. She said, yep, I'm one of them. Oh, goodness. All right. Where do I want to start first? You know what? Since we're talking about Brandi Glanville, I'll just talk a little bit. Can we talk a little bit about Vanderpump Rules? But I don't want to talk about the current season because we will be doing our live recap of Vanderpump Rules season 10, episode 6, I believe it is this week. We'll talk about that. Oh, hold on. Let me just save this comment because I want to post this up. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, I've been watching the old seasons of Vanderpump Rules. So currently I'm watching, I finished season 2 over the weekend. Now I'm in the middle of season 3. I just want to briefly talk about season 3 so far. Why is it, and I know this was years ago, but not that long ago. This is what, 7 years ago? 7, 8 years ago? Why is everyone coming down on Tom Schwartz for having a panic attack? And then Lisa Vanderpump calls him the P word, P-U-S-S, you finish, for having an anxiety attack and leaving work because of that anxiety attack. And then Katie, who I already understand why you guys don't like Katie, that's another pick me. She doesn't have a brain of her own. How is she still on this show? And I get why Stassi was still on the show for, until, the whole racist stuff came out. But I didn't understand. I was just like, why are we coming down on him for his mental health? And I get it. Mental health for a lot of people is very new, very 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. However, even back then, to come down on him for having, I was like, wait, did he not really have a panic attack? He said he had a panic attack. So, yeah. I wanted to talk briefly about season 3. I'm just in the early parts of season 3. But season 2, you guys were not kidding. That was a season to watch of Vanderpump Rules. I still don't understand. Oh, did they just use this? Why was the black girl in the far left next to Peter? Hey, Peter. Speaking of Peter, Peter was also on Behind the Velvet Rope this week as well. The black girls are just there. You get more scenes. Everyone in this picture has like scenes. We've seen her there, but we don't hear from her. In season 1 and season 2, Tina. And I believe Tina and Sheena were good friends. But she's just sort of there. Okay. All right. Julie says, LVP was brutal to Schwartz. I wonder if she ever apologized. See, this is what I was wondering. I said, okay, Kempire, what might happen is by the end of the season, in the reunion, she'll apologize. Has she never apologized for calling him the P word for having a panic attack at work because he felt overwhelmed? That was so cringy to watch. You know what else is cringy? Oh my goodness. I already knew this was coming, but to see it all play out, Kristen and how she slept with Jax and how that was exposed and how she lied and lied and lied and lied. Like, why would she sleep with her best friends? First of all, let's put that to the side. Why would you sleep with Jax? Why would you sleep with Jax? You know what I mean? So that was exposed. And then we found out. So Ariana did, in fact, I know we like to rewrite history, but Ariana did, in fact, kiss. Apparently they didn't have sex. Kissed Tom Sandoval while he was still with Kristen. Kristen, as you know, with all the scandal that's come out recently, she's like, our relationship had been going through what we had been going through. First of all, LVP doesn't like Kristen either. I can see this from her behavior with her. She does not like Kristen, but she only kept Kristen around because Kristen had been working for her for so many years. But Kristen, like her behavior at the reunion, so this is like, can you guys not hold hands at the reunion? Because Ariana and Tom by the end of season 2, Kristen and Tom were over, and Ariana and Tom had started dating. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I noticed with Tom Sandoval that's happening right now. Tom Sandoval doesn't seem, when things aren't working in his relationship, he's not man enough to end it. He's not man enough to end it. What he does is he just stays in the relationship until the other person ends it, or he cheats. Because that's exactly what he did with Kristen. But he was what? How old was he when that happened? I think he was in his 30s. I think he just looks young, right? Because isn't he like 40-something years old? And apparently, word on the street, him and Ariana in their relationship had been having trouble for a while, but they never ended it. So instead of ending it like a real man, he ends up cheating on her with Rachel. I don't know what to call this girl anymore. Rachel. That's her real name. Belisha says, was Stassi still with Jax at the time? No, she wasn't. She makes that clear. They weren't together, but they had just broken up not too long ago. And Kristen was considered her best friend at the time. That was her best friend. And she slept with Jax while Tom was in the other room. Some of y'all are bold. Look, some of y'all are bold. Bold. I mean, and here's the thing. That's not the first time I've heard of someone doing something like that. That's never happened to me, thankfully, because I don't know. I might lose my mind if I found that out. You slept with my best friend and I was in the other room? And they did it twice, Jax and Kristen. This is the season where we also found out that Stassi had dated Peter at one point. And then seeing that little Sir photo shoot with them all getting naked and Stassi and Peter naked facing each other. And I was like, oh, very comfortable. Look, very comfortable. I know a lot of people think that Peter is, I mean, there's some people that feel that Peter's creepy. I don't think Peter's necessarily creepy. I think he might be a little awkward. Peter wanted to be, he wants to be a director. I saw someone put that in the comments, and then I saw that in season 2. Oh, no, season 3. He talked about wanting to be, this is what he came to Hollywood for, to be a director. I hope he gets that dream of his. Why? Maybe he's not interested in directing reality TV, but why not get his feet wet? Has he ever directed an episode? I mean, I feel like Ken and Lisa really do rely on him because he really works at this restaurant. I mean, the others did at one point. Now they don't. They're just a part of the show. But he still works at the restaurant. He's a manager. Damn, Peter even dated Rachel. I mean, he's trying to find the love of his life. How old is Peter? Woo, 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 Peter. Look, woo, woo, woo. All right. So there was a lot of physical violence in season 2. We had Stassi slap Kristen. I didn't see that coming. When she did that, I was like, whoa. What? And then here's the thing. I'm not a proponent of violence, but I understood Tom's anger towards Jax because Jax showed no empathy. Jax dropped this bomb with the whole situation, and he showed no empathy to his friend. I was just like, are you not going to show a little empathy? So when he went up to Jax and punched him dead straight in his forehead, and Jax feels like that's the only thing that he has is his face and his body. That's all he has. Season 3, he gets a nose job. I was just like, oh, I kind of understood it. I understood it. Stassi, you really just liked having Jax chase you around for those first 2 seasons. At one point, I was just like, Stassi, come on now. Just say you don't want to be with the man. Do I think it was dumb of him to get Stassi's name and then some other chick's name in season 3 on the other arm? Jax is not smart, okay? And the fact that you guys tell me that Jax gets worse, I can't even fathom this man getting worse after season 2. Him sleeping with his best friend's girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend's best friend. What? So I'm watching Vanderpump Rules season 2, but I'm already moved on to season 3. So stay tuned. During Tuesday Takeover, it will sort of be like a throwback of me talking about Vanderpump Rules older seasons. On Thursday is when we will recap the newest episodes, but I'll also be talking more about Vanderpump Rules and what I'm watching and how I'm connecting everything that's happening in the early years to what's currently happening. But, you know, in some other good news, let me just, I didn't send it. Hold on, y'all. Some other good news. Shout out to Kristen. She seems to be happy. Whoa. Good for her. She was in Mexico celebrating her friend's birthday. So this was like one of the first sightings of her besides, you know, coming out of her apartment. So she was, in Mexico. Sidebar, y'all. They telling us we can't go to Mexico. Just an FYI. Yeah, they're saying we can't go to Mexico right now. Or there's like a travel warning because you know what happened recently. But I'm glad she went and she came back safely. But, yeah. So Ariana's doing all right. You know, she's keeping her head above water. We will see all of this play out during this current season of Vanderpump Rules. So, there's all kinds of things. And I do feel like everybody named Mama is trying, including the major media outlets, because it is a big story. The New York Times is reporting on the Scandoval of it all. Bravo, it's got the cameras up. They're trying to capitalize off of all of this. Has Pump and what's the other restaurant? Was it Sir? I can't remember. No, it was the other. It was Pump and Tom Tom. Yeah, that had their liquor licenses suspended. Have they been reinstated yet? Okay. All right. Jenna says you can go to Mexico, stay on the resort. I'm good. Look, I'm good. At least for not right now. All right, Elvisha, see, me either. She's like, I'm not taking chances in Mexico. Nope. I just booked a flight too. Nope. And it's not to Mexico. All right. Hold on. Sonia says travel warning for about 5 states in Mexico, not all of Mexico. Well, look, I'm not going. Okay, but that's my choice. You all do your due diligence and your homework. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let me see. All right, where do I want to go next? Okay, we were talking about Vanderpump Rules. Let me move into a different area of something that we haven't talked about. Let me close this. Oh, let's talk about Below Deck, because I don't have a lot to say about Below Deck's episode this week. I did have to turn my head and say, oh, wait a second. I forgot Tyler was on this cast. You know the new Deck stew? He's very quiet. He's about to come out to his family. I completely forgot he was there. But he's only come in part of the season. I really do miss Alyssa at this point, but okay. Katie and Ross are still dealing with their relationship and the realities of the relationship. Ross is over Katie. It's like, I can't please you. This is not going to be a real relationship. You're going to one side of the world. He's going back to the other side of the world. What were you thinking in the beginning? Unless you were willing to move. And honestly, I believe that Camille is still having a relationship with Ben in order to still be featured and talked about on the show. Anyone else? That's what I believe, that the reason why she's still in communication with him is because she wants to still be talked about on the show. She wants to be featured when he FaceTimes her or whatever. Because she's still in that part of the world. And they're going to spend some time with each other before He goes back to Australia. That relationship is not going to work. And the new Stu has feelings for him because they had talked with each other like a year before this. And they talked a lot on social media and, a little sexting and whatnot. So she's like, well, you guys aren't necessarily together, so I'm going to come on in. All right. I'm so glad that next week, though, is the season finale because I felt like we kind of were going up, and then we sort of plateaued with the show. And now I feel like it's starting to go down, even though the ratings aren't going down. The ratings are not going down for Below Deck. All right? And next week is the season finale. I feel like, okay, great. Is this charter the biggest tip that they received? $40,000. Is this the biggest that they've ever received? Can someone do Google Schmoogle? I've never seen charter guests give them $40,000. I'm asking. Based on what everyone has said, like, I don't think so. I think this is the biggest one. And I don't even feel like they were the worst charter guests. I mean, they were challenging, but I don't feel like they were the worst. As you also know, we talked about Captain Lee not returning next season. Anyone notice that we always used to see Captain Lee in the bridge all the time? But now, every time we have scenes with Captain Lee, he's sitting in his room. Oh, Captain Lee. I mean, he's a legend. But damn, I just noticed that. It's like every time we get a scene with Captain Lee, he's in his room. He's not in, where the captain usually is. I mean, he's still doing, captain things, but shout out to Haley. Haley was so unproblematic. She was just a fun time. They had a food fight. That food fight I was just like, what is happening? They were so drunk. Fraser was so drunk. He was just like, what's happening here? The food fight, cake was everywhere. I do not like to waste food. So them throwing cake all around the room, cake was everywhere. Mama Allie says he's the stud of the sea, Captain Lee. Oh my goodness. Let me say thank you, guys. We had quite a few super chats as well. But yeah, Below Deck season finale will air next week. It was a good season. I'm glad that season finale is coming. The ratings have been off the charts. Last week, I think it was like 1.1 million people watched. It's the number one show on Bravo. I feel like it's been a decent season. I would definitely not bring back a good majority of the cast. Besides Fraser and Haley, fun. Rachel is not coming back. Chef Rachel is not coming back to the show. Google Schmoogle why. Captain Lee is not coming back. I believe Captain Carey is supposed to come back and replace him. You remember Captain Carey from Below Deck Adventure. I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Let's move on from there because we have so much more to cover. So I did want to talk about that. But let me say thank you for the super chats. Thank you, Obi, for the super chat. Hold on, let me move this up. Obi says, I had a feeling that JLC would win. She was great in her role, and I liked the movie. Also, thought Angela could win, but hated the movie. I've heard mixed things about the Black Panther sequel and how people felt about it. If she has a better attitude about losing, she stands a chance. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk a little bit about that. Like her reaction to not winning, I was actually shocked because she's usually good about keeping her face, but her reaction was you could tell she was upset about losing the award. Rosina, thank you so much for the super chat. Rosina says Angela didn't win because Disney failed to promote the movie and failed to campaign her for her at the Oscars. Plain and simple. Sad. She should have won for Tina. Yeah. Should have won for Tina. Squirtle? Thank you so much for the super chat. They say the Academy Awards has a bias towards action, horror, comedy, animation, sci-fi, fantasy films. Angela's nomination was historical on its own, but I knew she would have an uphill battle based on the genre of film. And I've seen that conversation as well. Replay crew, as always, I want to know your reaction to why you think that she didn't win in that category. Thank you, Squirtle, for the super chat. Diana, thank you so much for the super chat. And shout out to all of our King's Guards as well. Just Kempire fam, thank you for almost 100 million views on the channel. We're almost there, y'all. Almost there. Right now, it's like over 90-something million views on the Kempire channel alone. So thank you, Diana, for the super chat. Right. Brooklyn Star, thank you for being a member for 10 months. She says you can't dim Tem's magic in regards to her Oscars outfit that everyone's been talking about. Thank you so much. All right. Bella, thank you so much for the super chat. Bella says, I believe Thames already knew she wasn't going to win, so give them something to talk about. Oh. Ooh, child. Emmy, thank you so much for the super chat. Emmy says, I'm gonna butcher the name. Kwan's speech made me cry. Yeah, a lot of people were reacting to his speech as well. He won for Best Actor, correct? You know, I remember all the categories. Thank you so much for the super chat. Squirtle, thank you so much for another super chat. It was a beige carpet. That's what. Oh, wasn't it considered like a gold carpet this year instead of the red carpet? All right. And Nicole said that I saved this comment. She says, this is partially true about Ozempic. There was a shortage with the supplier. I work in an endocrinology department. Thank you so much, Nicole. Tay Baby, thank you so much for the super chat. Tay Baby says, you'll see James 2 on early seasons. James isn't Jax. Oh, no, that's Jason. James Kennedy you're talking about, who I'm seeing in season 3, who was annoying already. You'll see James 2 on early seasons. He was a busboy that worked his way up to get to the cast. Him and Jax beef so bad. Yeah, I'm on the James Kennedy era right now, and I'm already sort of like, he was fired by Lisa Vanderpump in season 3, in the early parts of season 3, because of another physical battle between Tom and James at another restaurant that's owned by a friend of Lisa Vanderpump. Okay. All right. Whitney says, I would love for folks to stop policing Black women's reactions. Angela didn't boo or roll her eyes. She was just stoic and hurt, and rightfully so. I mean, it broke my heart to see her reaction. I was like, damn. Because I didn't expect that. I was like, oh, ooh. I expected us to react like that. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on. Did I cover everything that I wanted to cover in Below Deck? Yes, I did. So let's move on. Let's move on to Love and Marriage DC. All right, Love and Marriage DC. So I watched this episode last night, and if you follow me on Twitter, I talked a little bit about it on Twitter. We used to do a separate live recap of Love and Marriage DC, but time management, I got to prioritize my time, especially on a Sunday, especially when I'm recouping. And now we have lives like every single day of the week. All right. So I've added Love and Marriage DC to our Tuesday takeover, where we cover a variety of reality TV. So I'm watching this current season, and Joy, apparently we find out this week at the end of this episode of Love and Marriage DC that Joy and Clifton are already married. But I'm wondering why we even care. I understand why the cast cares, because they're like, you're having this wedding, but you're already married? And why didn't you mention that you were already married? Okay. You know who I'm enjoying? I'm enjoying Sherelle. She's a new sort of friend of the show. She's more interesting to me than Winter. And I said to you before, what is Winter's storyline? So Sherelle and her husband Blac have hooked Winter up with this new guy. Okay? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, did they sort of hook her up so she had a guy to be on the show? Because remember, we were sort of like, what's the point of Winter being there at this point? She doesn't get along with anyone on the cast. She's only getting along with Sherelle, who's not even a main cast member. However, I'm liking Sherelle more because every time Sherelle shows up, she looks like a different person. The hair has changed, the outfits is big, and she really is in these DMV streets. Not like that. Come on. But it's like she knows the cast. There's history with Sherelle and this cast. So I kind of see more relevance of her being on the show because she even has history with Joy. I mean, through her husband, but there's real history there. Winter doesn't. Her history was with Monique, and now Monique is not on the show. So Sherelle is growing on me as a pot stirrer. Like she's like one of those pot stirrers. So I don't mind her being there. And like I said, because there's real connections with her and the rest of this cast that's there. Sherelle hooking Winter up with this new guy. How do you guys feel about this hook? I'm not even interested. I was watching and was like, okay, good for you. Yay. Winter's got a new man. But every time I look at Winter, I think about that man that she brought on last season. And I always look at her like, I know he bamboozled you, but you married this man not knowing, not even seeing where he lived before. And then turned out he was allegedly a scammer. So every time I look at Winter, but even some Winter, I'm just like, something's not connecting for me with Winter. Something's off in my head based on what we're seeing on this reality show. I don't know her from a can of paint, but based on what we see on the show, I'm just sort of like, something's not connecting for me with Winter. Quick, first of all, Quick was in the hospital in this episode. Last season, we were talking about Quick slowing down. He's not slowing down. Quick, let me just tell you something if you ever see this. The universe gives you a pebble to let you know to slow down. If you don't pay attention to the pebble, it turns into a brick. If you don't pay attention to the brick, it's going to be a bulldozer. I don't believe it's just for a storyline that they're talking about this stuff. No, he was in the hospital. Slow down. You have 2 young kids. You have a wife. You have a family. And his parents, didn't they die pretty early too? Come on. Slow down. Oh, wait, his name is Quick. Look. How am I telling Quick to slow down? No, you need to slow down. And I get it. I'm a hard worker too. But I pay attention when the universe says slow down, book a trip. Which I did. I'm about to book 2 more trips. Shoot, get up out of New York for a little bit. Okay. IB says, hold on. Ooh. IB says, I like Winter. You're not the only one. Are you a snowflake, IB? She needs more allies. I guess. I'm not feeling her on the show. And maybe because it's not a part of you're probably right. Maybe she needs more people that are her real friends. So if they're going to bring her back next season, bring on someone that she's friendly with. See, Danielle's from the DMV. She says Sherelle is, what is SE? Y'all don't know these terms. DC royalty, not royalty. Here we go. For the love of Juan Dixon. Always loving life on my TikTok says that Winter needs more real friends. Yeah, I think that's why it's not connecting. I think that's why it's not connecting for me. Because all these people she doesn't get along with, and they're trying to force it to happen. I mean, she's got a man out of it, allegedly. I don't know if this is a real relationship or just one for TV. I don't know. I just had that thought. Okay. So Ashley and Joy are having issues currently. And Southeast DC. Thank you guys, because I didn't know what that meant. Okay. All right. So Joy, I said this last week. I'm going to say it again this week. She is a confessional gangster. She says a lot of things when she's not in front of these ladies, but when she's in front of these ladies, she's like a humming. And that happened again this week. Oh, shout out to the that toy store. That's how I want to refer to it. That toy store, that Black-owned toy store. If you watched the latest episode of Love and Marriage DC, Black-owned toy store in the DMV that Arena and Jamie went to. Is Jamie's situation, is that real? Like, drinking is an issue? Because, we've seen him be drunk on the show the last couple of episodes. So they bring it up. in this last episode about him drinking and things that he's saying when he's drinking and the whole content creation. Because, they before the show, they were trying to go viral on social media, doing couple videos and things like that. So it seems like Ariana and Joy have a good friendship, but Joy and Ashley are not seeing eye to eye. And here's the thing that I like about Ashley. I feel like Ashley is really herself, no matter how you feel about her, call her a mean girl, whatever you want to call her. However, the reason why I feel like she's doing well on this show is because she is herself. I can't say the same for the rest of this cast. Maybe Sherelle. And Joy, I really was trying to have an open mind with Joy and the whole Clifton situation. But now I'm looking at Joy and Clifton like, y'all married already? What? Okay. Okay. All right. But I'm looking at Joy with the side eye because I just feel like Joy is just so two-faced. Like, say that stuff into their face. And then when she's in their face, she's like, That's just my personal opinion. Jenna says that Ashley is a mean girl. Don't love it. Mavis says Joy the one is fake. Hold on. IB says, hold on. There we go. IB says Jamie said he wasn't drunk on DJ Richie Sky's interview. I don't know. I can never tell when someone's drunk. It was giving drunk, at least in a couple of these episodes. Just saying. I don't know. Shireen says that Joy is boring. All right. All right. That's forever. Jamisha says Joy is fake as well. She was the one on the other show. She was that one on the other show. A lot of you said that she was like that on Ready to Love. So you're not surprised by her behavior on the show. Well, so far I'm not loving Joy. Go figure, right? Look, go figure. Let's move on because we do have more shows that I want to talk about. I only have one more show that I want to talk about. Good, because it's almost 2:00. We've been talking for a while. All right, let's talk about 90 Day Fiance the other way. Okay. I have opinions. All right, let's talk about Mahmoud and Nicole. Oh my God, I can't stand her. I can't. Why did she go to Egypt? I say this every week and I'm wondering, why did she go to Egypt? I don't see anything wrong with him getting upset. He got upset with her in this past episode of 90 Day Fiance the other way. And I understood because I feel like the moment she landed, she was making an issue of the way that she was dressing. Yes, I know he made a comment about her closing up, but she's not new. This is his culture. It's as if she's come to his country. Like, I'm going to change the country. This week, they're talking about her covering her hair. She's like, I am not covering my hair, even though she did it before when she was there. She's like, I'm not doing that. And I really do believe that he loves her. For whatever reason. He's quite young in comparison to her. She's like near 40. But you couldn't tell based off of her behavior. And now I'm just wondering, like, did you just go back to Egypt to be on this show? Or did you go back to Egypt because you really love this man? Because nothing in Egypt has changed. Their culture hasn't changed. Their religion hasn't changed. So what made you go back? And she's always crying. Girl, we are not forcing you to be here. And when he gets upset and he's like, I'm done with this, she's like, all right, I'm going to pack and leave. Because she really wants to pack and leave. I need her to go. Like, just leave. But I really believe he loves her, but I don't think this is going to work. He needs to find someone that is willing to make those changes and understands his culture and his life. Because Nicole is refused. She's like, but she wants to start a business where she's able to design, more like demure clothing. But I believe she's just using the show, y'all. I believe she's using the show to promote whatever she's trying to promote. Herself, this possible clothing that she wants to sell. But the minute he gets angry with her, she's ready to pack up and leave. Sonia says, shmoney. Shmoney. Heather Dubrow's leftover sushi says, when he said she can go, she was happy to have an excuse to leave. I agree. She seems like she just wanted to be on the show. And at first when I was like, why is she complaining so much about going to Egypt? And she had already lived there. And she's already married to Mahmoud. But here she is. Look, here she is. Still there. Look, still there. All right. All right. Look, all right. That's all I have for her this week. That's all I have for her this week. I can't. I don't understand why she's there. Another one that's annoying me this week is Danielle. I'm not even mad at Johan. And maybe I should be mad at Johan. I said this last week. I'm going to say it again. Languages are so... First of all, it's already hard to communicate in English. And people misunderstand people in the English language. However, I do feel as if there was some sort of miscommunication. Even though she speaks Spanish... She still needed a translator last week to sort of communicate some of the things that she wanted to say to him. So there's still a language barrier. And he says, I did tell you that this woman had an abortion. So this week they resolved their issues, but she's like, I need you to be more mature. I need you to step up. And I'm thinking to myself, you married this man. I don't believe that this man has changed since you met him. You decided, maybe in her mind, she felt like she could change him, but you decided that you were going to marry this man for who he is. It seems like she married him in the hopes of changing him. No. And for her to be so mad at him, she was so mad at this man for something that happened in the past too. That's the thing. This happened in the past. So it's not like something that happened within during their relationship. It's not like he got a woman pregnant in their relationship. And she got so upset and emotional, and then she's making all these accusations that he's so immature and da-da-da. You married this immature man. And now you expect him to be something different. LaMonica says, y'all already married, girl. Sit down. Gigi says, Danielle talks so harshly to Johan. And I honestly believe some of what she's saying, I honestly believe some of what she's saying, he's not even understanding completely. Because remember, a lot of times she's speaking in English. And then she's like jumping in between Spanish. But like I said before, I feel like the communication is lacking because of the language barrier. Oh, Lucinda, I am not going to even pull that up, but I see what you're saying. Lucinda's talking about his third leg. I can't. Goodbye. So they resolved their issues this week. They do resolve their issues this week, and I don't see it for this relationship. I don't think this relationship is going to last. Speaking of relationships that's not going to last, let's talk about Debbie and Osama. Why is it every single week, Debbie and Osama, we finally get them together. Finally, she's in Morocco. She's finally in Morocco, y'all. And we still have not gotten any major interaction with them. The only interaction that we've gotten is her arriving at the airport. Are they slowly giving us this story? You saw how Debbie was acting when she arrived? She's just sort of looking at Osama. And Osama's looking at her like it was the most interesting interaction I've seen on 90 Day, because it's just like nothing's happening. Not a lot is being said. Oh, this is funny. Hold on. Heather Dubrow's leftover sushi says, I speak English and I don't really understand her either. But I feel like there's a lot of us that speak the same language and there's still levels of miscommunication. But back to Osama and Debbie. There's not a lot to say about them because we only get them arriving at the airport. Nothing else happens for their storyline. We've been dragging this storyline of Debbie and Osama for at least 3 weeks. she's finally in Morocco. And we get the stare down between the two of them. Just like she's like, just look at her like, I'm like, what is happening? And Osama's just like that. Interesting. Maybe next week we will get them to have a conversation. Yes, we will. That will be next week's conversation. Okay, a conversation. All right. I feel for Jemmye. I don't think Jemmye knows what she signed up for. This week, Chris was in some incredible pain because remember she had broken her neck in an accident, and she was in incredible. Remember, she flew, and basically the flight. First of all, if you've flown anywhere if you've flown like a long distance, you already know sometimes the airplane does jack you up. And if you already have issues with your neck and your back and things like that, apparently that jacked her up. Maybe. Because I do have other suspicions, y'all. But I'm not going to share them here. Maybe I'll share them on, another platform. Maybe my podcast. Just because, sometimes doctors don't want to give you medication because they might feel something. I don't know. But that did run across my mind. I do believe that she does have some. Remember, she has the narcolepsy. She has the night terrors. And then she wanted to go get a weapon. Jemmye is dealing with a lot. But Jemmye, I feel like, really loves Chris. Like, she got really emotional seeing Chris in so much pain. And Chris apparently was like forcing herself to do things when she shouldn't be doing things. And then when they were supposed to go to the flea market, she's like, I can't get out of the car. I'm in so much pain. And then also, Chris is like, I have to go back. Remember, she ghosted Jemmye right before Jemmye's birthday. So now Jemmye's sort of like, now you have to go back home because of this motorcycle that was stolen from you. Now you have to go to court because of the person being about her $50,000 bike that was stolen. And Jemmye's in her feelings. She's like, she ghosted me before and now she has to go back before we get married. And I feel like, well, according to Chris, the reason why she ghosted her was because Jemmye was a lot. So I kind of had that in the back of my mind. Is Jemmye a lot now while you guys are in front of each other? Because the fact that you think that Jemmye was, very invested in your relationship a lot and you seem like a lot. So for Jemmye to be a lot, I don't notice Jemmye being a lot based on what we're seeing on the show. But you seem like a lot. From the weapons to the narcolepsy to the night terrors and now the back issue. She's dealing with a lot. Roro says, I also noticed Jemmye looking annoyed with Chris, even though she was sad too. I mean, I'm sure people can relate to, maybe you've had a long distance relationship and then maybe it's your first time spending 24/7 with a person and you see everything. You see things that you didn't see before. I feel for Jemmye though. Jemmye, it might be better that she goes back to Alabama and never returns. I just feel like Jemmye seems more normal than Chris. And I do find it suspicious that she wants to go back to Alabama so quickly. All right. Let's move on. Let's look. Guys, we have how many people in the building? We have almost 1,300 people watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Shout out to all of you that are watching on TikTok. We appreciate you. Keep tapping your screens, TikTok. And those of you that are watching on Facebook and on YouTube, be sure to like the video. I am going to drop the call-in link for members of the channel first. Hold on. If I can even find all my stuff. There we go. And let me make sure I've covered everything that I wanted to cover, because Tuesday Takeover, I cover so many things. Sometimes I forget to cover some stuff. All right. So let me drop the call-in link for our Royal Court and Senior Royal members first. All right. I just dropped it for you, members, Team Kempire members. I'll be dropping the call-in link for you next. Speaking of you, you on Netflix. So part 1 came out, and then part 2 recently came out as well. And I have not watched it at all, and I want to watch it, but I've been so wrapped up in the whole Scandoval of it all and all the other shows that we watch and recap. So I do want to get into you at some point. I need to take maybe a little bit of a break from Scandoval and then get back into it later. But of course, this week, don't forget, tomorrow we have our Real Housewives of New Jersey recap at 1 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, we will have our Vanderpump Rules recap. That will probably be later in the day, probably more like 5 o'clock p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Oh, someone said you was terrible. Don't do it. No, I'm gonna watch it because I've heard mixed things. I've heard mixed things about this season of You. I will let you guys know once I watch it if I think it was terrible or not. But eventually I will get into it. Eventually I'll get into it. If you're a member of the channel, I have dropped the call-in link. I see we already have a couple people backstage on the community tab. I've dropped the call-in link. Let's get to 800 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link for the audience. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but your channel. Other channels will start to show up on your algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content like this, or when we cover pop culture news and things like that. Also, don't forget a new episode, speaking of Scandoval, I did with Grace Report on the Kempire Radio podcast. The video version will be coming out this week, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel if you haven't. Don't forget to rate and review our podcast, Kempire Radio. Speaking of podcasts, I did an interview conversation with Behind the Velvet Rope this past week with David Antef. So be sure to check that out, Behind the Velvet Rope, on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Rate and review. Don't forget to say Kempire sent you. The video version will also be available on Behind the Velvet Rope's YouTube channel. I believe a few clips will be dropping today if they have not dropped already. So stay tuned for that. All right. Okay. I see a lot of mixed reactions to You in the live chat, You on Netflix. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. What else? Let me just make sure I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in my notes, y'all. Let me bring my notes down here. All right, so we talked I'm not done with 90 Day Fiance. I'm not done with 90 Fiance. I want to continue talking about that. Oh no, I have 2 more topics that I need to talk about. But let me finish off 90 Day Fiance. I have 2 more topics. All this preparation that I did. I have 2 more topics that I need to talk about. All right. Let me finish off on 90 Day Fiance though. So we already talked about Gabriel. First of all, being a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, we all too can learn, especially when we talk about the trans experience. I believe, and I keep saying this, no one's told me that I'm wrong, that this is the first time that we've had a trans person on 90 Day Fiance. And the way that Gabriel is showing up and sharing so much about his experience, about the surgeries that he's gone through. I learned so much that I didn't even know. And Gabriel did not have to even share this information, but I appreciate it. I appreciate Gabriel sharing this information because I feel like it's an education for everyone. And first of all, $3,000 because Gabriel went to Colombia, for the love of his life, Isabel, who I love too because she's so open and so supportive. Okay. So Gabriel wants to have top surgery. Why is the top surgery so inexpensive in Colombia? And this doctor seemed more open-minded. And the doctor was like, yes, I've performed surgery on one other trans person. Gabriel talked about the experience that he had in Florida. And I wasn't surprised, Florida, about the person's like, oh, I don't believe that you're trans. You don't believe that I'm trans? And then Gabriel talked about the surgeries that he had in order to get, a private area. Look, okay, and he literally is teaching us all of the options. I'm like, damn, this is interesting, and I'm so glad they spent the time really sharing the information. And poor Gabriel during the confessional was like, I'm sharing a lot. We're talking a lot about my penis. We're talking about a lot. And like my family's probably watching this. But we appreciate it, Gabriel. We appreciate it. Because although, like I said, people naturally think just because you're part of the LGBTQIA community that everyone is so embracing of trans people. They're not, Jeffree Star. And again, I'll say this again. I don't understand why people get into why people are so bothered about people's pronouns. How does that affect your life? And mind you, it's not just heterosexual people that are bothered by it. It's our own community that's bothered by it. Were you the same bothered when people had a problem with your sexuality? We always kind of have to put ourselves in other people's places. So shout out to Gabriel for sharing so much, because if you didn't see 90 Day Fiance the other way and the amount of information that Gabriel shared about the surgeries that he had to have and had to have other surgeries just to fix surgeries that didn't work out. Gabriel was showing the scars on his legs because of the surgeries. I was like, damn. Just so that you can live your truth. And then people are not doing the right job. And then our medical system costs so damn much you can't even afford it. But in Colombia, you can get the same surgery for $3,000? And this doctor seemed like he knew what he was doing. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right. I just wanted to talk about that. Shout out to Gabriel. Did I miss? Oh, I forgot to talk about Jen and Rishi. There's not a lot to say. She's still dealing with Rishi possibly getting married off. Girl, she's learned. I appreciate it in this scene because I knew the producers did this. They brought her to one of Rishi's friends so she can learn how to be a traditional Indian wife. I don't care about Rishi possibly marrying somebody else. I don't care if he's just using this woman and cheating on them. I mean, I don't care. I appreciated just the hilarity and the comedy of her trying to learn how to be a traditional Indian woman, and the cleaning and making sure that the husband eats before. I appreciate just learning about other people's cultures. Shout out to the editors and producers of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, because what I am enjoying also, and this has nothing to do with the couples, is how they're showing us when they go to the country, the people that live there and their traditional markets and the foods and the drinks. I appreciate that stuff. I kind of wish, though, that we understood what we were seeing by actually having the couples engage in some of those things. Very much like what we see, like Nicole's too focused on, like, I want to be able to show my hair and da-da. This is why I've always really liked 90 Day Fiance The Other Way above all the other ones, because now we're in these other countries. It's sort of like we're traveling. Just my own thought. All right. Why don't you guys remind me? I have so much to talk about. First of all, Jill Zarin. Jill Zarin. Oh my goodness. Jill Zarin was on the red carpet, but she also did an interview basically revealing that the reason why RHONY Legacy isn't currently happening, she didn't say it's never going to happen, she just is not going to be a part of it, was because of pay. And it wasn't because she wanted to be paid the most. She wanted to be paid the same. And recently she was on the red carpet and said this. So let me just play this for you guys.
Much as everybody else.
It's funny you say that, because I got a phone call from one of the housewives yesterday telling me that people are saying that I shouldn't be running around saying that, and that, they should be getting more than me because they've been on the show longer. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. You can think that. Not true. You wouldn't be on it if I wasn't on the show. And I'm tired of not defending myself. So I'm going to defend myself and say I started the show. I casted 3 of them, and I wasn't part of the season where Bobby, passed, and they didn't pay me and they didn't do anything. And I think this was my time. And if they should pay us all equally, and if they don't want to, that's perfectly fine. Just don't include me.
Okay. Here's the thing. So, part of the cast was Dorinda, Countess Luann, Sonia. They had asked Tinsley, but Tinsley ended up not doing it. Jill, I believe Kelly Ben-Simone as well. Kelly probably was getting paid the same amount as Jill. But I understand why Luann, Sonia, and Dorinda would make more than Jill Zarin. Because at the end of the day, they were on the show longer and more recently. We have to keep that in mind. That's just how it works. But when she says, oh, but I helped cast the show, wonderful for you. Did you get producer credit? Nope. That was you should have did that. So it is true that Jill Zarin's the reason why you're not going to get the RHONY legacy, but we know why we were even getting RHONY legacy is because they did not want to address the Ramona issues of season 13. There was no real reason to end RHONY the way that they did. But I'm happy they did because I'm actually excited to see what these new ladies are going to bring. I really am. I don't care what anyone says. I'm excited to see this new era of RHONY. But Jill, girl, She wants to make it seem like I wanted us all to be paid fairly. No, you wanted to make as much as Luann, Sonia, and Dorinda. But let's be real. Not a lot of people are vying for you to come back. I wanted to see Jill come back, but not a lot of people. Your power, your negotiation power is not that strong. It's not that strong. And that's part of the reason why they were like, nope. Look, nope. So, sorry, girl. Woo, 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 Jill. Jill's done. Already, Andy didn't like her. The only reason why he brought her back was because fans have been saying, oh, bring her back. Give her an opportunity. He didn't want to bring her back. He did it for us. He did it for us. And now she's ruined it. She ruined the whole opportunity. All right. Hazim says, I think 90 Day is showing a theme of different expectations of marriage, that it's not all lovey-dovey romance that the Americans expect. That's an interesting perspective. Now I'm going to be looking at that a little differently. IB says that RHOP needs a hard reset too. I keep seeing that from people. How do you guys feel about that? Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, Nicole, please go leave Egypt. She knew going back the rules. Jen is beyond a bad actress. Go hook up with the dance instructor. They have Kevin. I thought the same thing on 90 Day Fiance the other way. And apparently they were friends from when she was there last. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't be surprised to see them next season. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, need to leave soon, but I love Gabe and Isabel. When she referenced Gabe not getting bigger, saying, I want to live, I hope they survive regarding Debbie. Already 6 episodes in and we got 5 minutes of 2 hours. I know. Yeah, there were some funny moments with Gabriel and Gabriel and Isabel this week. To me, this was their episode. Everyone else was kind of nice to kind of break up what was happening on the show. But this latest episode of 90 Fiance was really about Gabriel and Gabriel sharing so much. And then also seeing that relationship play out on the show. And just the funny moments. I really feel like they're going to survive. Everyone else is a little shaky. Yeah, because I don't think anyone's relationship I feel is going to survive besides them. Look. All right. Let's move on. So I want to talk about Blac Chyna. Segue? No, there is no segue, okay? There is no segue for that. But I want to talk about Blac Chyna. So Blac Chyna, She is changing her life, apparently. Okay, let me play for you what she recently posted on her social media.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm at the doctor's office right now, and as y'all know, I've been changing my life and changing my ways. So one of the things that I feel like is going to take me to the next level is obviously taking some of these ass shots out. And by the way, ass shots and a BBL is totally different, and I'm going to tell you why. A BBL is when they use your own fat. Ass shots is silicone. So I just want all the ladies out there to know, do not get silicone shots, because you can get sick, you can die, have complications, and all this other crazy stuff. I haven't had any crazy complications since I got it. I got it when I was 19 years old. But now I'm moving here in life. So I want this out of my ass so I can grow. Not to mention, Alright guys, so it is now Sunday. Whew. I must say I'm very, 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 very happy. I'm in recovery mode right now. Got my bandages on. As you can see, got my breasts reduced. One of the best decisions I could have done in a very long time. Also, I got the reduction in my butt. All right, ladies. So normally my procedure would have taken like maybe 4 hours, right? Like 4 hours tops. My procedure took over 8.5 hours, y'all, because of the simple fact that whatever that silicone mass, whatever that was in my buttocks, right? It kept clogging the machine and breaking the...
Not breaking the machine. So at first when I heard this, I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. But to go under the knife, I mean, I wish, because when we found out that, doesn't Blac Chyna and I have the same birthday? May 11th? And then I heard that, I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute. So I really do hope that this is true for her, that she really wants to change her life. And, you know, just, I mean, she's a beautiful girl. She's apparently very smart. I think, didn't she close down her OF as well? I mean, apparently she made a lot of money from it. Her mother, Tokyo Toni, has been saying a lot of things about her on social media. She addressed that recently in an interview with Jason Lee. Ugh. But I'm glad she's talking about this. She has such a huge platform and a lot of young women that look up to her and follow her. So to hear this information from her, it is going to change lives. It is going to make someone think twice. So good for you, Blac Chyna. All right. I just wanted to mention that because I was like, not my Taurus girl getting it together. All right. All right. I have dropped the call-in link for members and in the live chat. I am going to take calls in just a second, but I did have one last story that I wanted to talk about. So as you know, we reported to you, according to Carlos King, and now it's being confirmed, that Phaedra Parks is going to be joining the cast of Married to Medicine. Our friends over at lovebscott.com got the exclusive statements from both Anila and Dr. Contessa confirming that they will not be returning to Married to Medicine. But a lot of us, I mean, we thought that they were fired, okay? But Dr. Contessa made it seem like she quit. She was tired of crying and cussing. Well, Dr. Heavenly on her own YouTube channel has a different side of the situation.
Why is Contessa acting like she left? She did not leave. They let her go. And the reason being, I told you it was about the money. She was mad about it, I'm sure. I heard. I don't talk to her. But I think they told her that she could be a friend, but then she ain't never hear from them. They got so much going on with Bravo right now. In Married to Medicine, they ain't got time. How can I say this? She didn't leave. I'm going to just put it to be truthful. She didn't leave. She got let go. So did Anila. And Audra really never got her fair share. I really do think. Because she came late because her mother died, so she had to go to Africa. Then she got married in Africa, so she was off then, okay? Then she got COVID, so she was off then. And then for the reunion, she was pregnant, so she never really got her foot in the door. Is Dr. G coming back? Yes.
Why?
Yes. And his fiance. What y'all want? Y'all know that already. It's been confirmed already. I ain't giving y'all the information that's already out there. Is Quad gone? That's been a question, hasn't it? We haven't heard too much from her or about her, have we? Carlos. Where you at, Carlos? Give us some answers, Carlos, since you know everything about our dang show. Tell us what's going on with that, Carlos. Phaedra Parks, though. Like I say, I like her. I'm going to say that over and over again. I like her. I like because she's a boss. But she's a wordsmith as well. And all I'm going to say about it is this. I like her. If she come at me sideways, I may take a hit. I'm going to say this again. I may take a hit. But she going to know I was in the room. She going to know I was in the room. I don't back down from nothing to nobody. Y'all know that. Y'all know that already. So, don't come this way. It's not what you want. Don't play with me. But I like her. Right now, we good. And I think we're going to stay good because she dating a doctor. That's common knowledge. I'm not confirming or denying nothing. That's common knowledge. She said it at the BravoCon. I'm not giving y'all no information that ain't already out there. And I think if you sleeping with a doctor, you qualify to be on married medicine. That's what I think. But I'm going to get down to the business. I need to answer some questions. I got some questions. You know what I mean? And y'all help me. Y'all my bookies. Y'all got some questions I need to ask? Because I ask them. I don't have no problem with it.
So, and I told you this too when I covered this story. I said, well, I've watched what Dr. Heavenly has said about Dr. Contessa, and apparently Dr. Contessa, you know, I wouldn't see that she want to give up that Bravo check. And we already know what people do when they are fired from Bravo, or Bravo doesn't want to renew their contract, or Bravo wants to demote them. Bravo allows them to make it seem like it was their choice. But I really didn't see Dr. Contessa leaving the show, and a lot of fans turned on her because she tried to gaslight us last season to make it seem like we didn't see the previous season. So, but I was like, all right, I'll report that this is what she's saying, but do I believe it? No. Anila definitely was fired. Oh, damn. And I forgot to even mention Audra, who I've advocated should come back, because I felt like Audra, first of all, she's married, literally married to medicine. I liked her personality, even though some of you didn't. I was willing to give her another shot. She was only on there for a short period of time, and you heard what Dr. Heavenly said in regards to, you know, there's a lot that happened during the season that did not allow her to be a part of the show. I would like to see Audra come back, and it would actually be interesting to see Audra, an attorney, and Phaedra, who pretends to be I'm playing. them interact as well. I want to see it. All right, well, let me just bring this up. Let me bring this up. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. I'm not gonna play this again.
Why is Contessa?
No, I'm not gonna play this again. I want to mention something here. So Dr. Contessa had a response for Dr. Heavenly. She posted this on her Instagram. When you left the party and they still talking about you, damn Doc, you hot. She really thinks that she's hot because of that. Girl, no, they're talking about it because you are fronting to make it seem like you didn't get fired. She really is delusional. Like, girl, come on, Dr. Contessa. She's talking because people are asking her the questions. We want to know the real deal. Were you fired, or did you decide not to come back? But some people were sad to hear that Dr. Contessa wasn't coming back. I wasn't one of them. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Let's get to some callers, guys. If you are a member of the channel, I have dropped the call-in link in the community tab. Those of you that are in the live chat, I've already dropped it there. I'm not going to drop it again. I already dropped it twice. I'm not dropping it again. Callers, I'm giving you a timer, a 2-minute timer, so that we can get through all of the callers, because I like to get everyone. Those of you that are here with us, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. We've been talking for almost 2 hours. I had a lot to talk about, and sometimes I can't do separate videos talking about every single thing. So this is what we do with Tuesday Takeover. We talk about a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news, because that's not what you don't just get reality TV or Bravo Housewives here on the channel. And shout out to those that where you do. We cover everything. We cover everything. So there's always something here for someone. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Speaking of everything, don't forget, I also dropped by David Ontes' podcast, Behind the Velvet Rope. So be sure to check out part 1 of our conversation. And even in part 1, we talked about a lot. So go ahead and check out Behind the Velvet Rope. The video version will be up on his YouTube channel. Some clips will be posted today. So be sure to check that out. We had a really great conversation. We talked about like everything Bravo, from Lisa Rinna to, we even talked a little bit about Vanderpump Rules before I even decided to get into Vanderpump Rules. Okay. Sensi, thank you so much. Sensi says, Kemp just finished the podcast with Behind the Velvet Rope. You guys are amazing together. And we will definitely be doing it again. We had a great conversation, and we did it in person, which was great. I think sometimes it's just better to do things in person so you can vibe with people. Okay. Oh, see, Southern Bombshell says Phaedra requires a large compensation. Two plus people's contract needed to end. It's business at the end of the day. Yeah. And honestly, I didn't even think about what's happening with Audra. I automatically thought maybe she would come back as a friend of, but I think you should bring her back. You're bringing Phaedra back because you think, oh, she's going to bring a lot more attention to your show. That's what they think. And she probably will for a hot second, depending on how she does on the show. But Married to Medicine has been good. It may have not brought the ratings as other shows has brought, but it has a loyal, strong audience. Just saying. All right, let me get to some callers. Elsing says, is Audra coming back? Nope. Apparently not, because Dr. Heavenly did not confirm. She didn't say that. She basically said that she wasn't coming back. All right, let me get to some callers. Let's get to some callers. Oh, wait, shout out to, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up the ratings. Hold on. I did want to mention some of the ratings. Let me see. Here it is. All right. Shout out to Ratings Bravo on Twitter. So the ratings, yesterday we did 2 lives talking about the SWV and escape reality shows, the Queens of R&B. And the ratings are still doing decently, even without the lead-in of Real Housewives of Potomac. So according to ratings, Bravo Ratings on Twitter, their second episode stayed in the same 400 and something thousand range. They got 454,000 viewers with a 0.17 in the 18 to 49 demo. That's not bad. Again, this is Oscars night as well. You have to keep that in mind. This is when everyone's watching the Oscars. Even if you say, oh, people aren't watching. No, people were still watching the Oscars. And this is also without the lead-in of Real Housewives of Potomac. So congratulations to those ladies. Yes, 454,000 viewers. Okay. So I wanted to talk about that. Were there any other ratings that I wanted to mention? No, that was it. No, that was it. All right, let's get to some callers. Let me switch this out. Let me put up my disclaimer, callers. Again, I'm going to give you a timer. No profanity, no derogatory comments, things like that. You will be banned if you do. Okay? All right. Let's take some callers. Hold on. Ashley, you're going to be the first one. What's going on, Ashley?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Okay, let me get started because sometimes I get nervous when you put the time on.
It's okay. Take your time.
First, I want to say I love your woo woo woo. Brings me back to living single.
Yes.
And hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me with Queens of R&B. I be rolling. That is hilarious. Something told me in my spirit not to watch the Oscars on my birthday because I knew that they would make me upset when it comes to Angela Bassett. When I heard she didn't win, it reminded me of when Nene told Greg, "You did me wrong," and that's what the Oscars keep doing to my girl. I can't take it. But I don't know. I didn't see Jamie Lee Curtis, but she stated herself she is a nepo baby, so that's what I'm gonna leave there.
Oh,
Yeah, Hollywood, old Hollywood legend. When it comes to Sammie the Sweetheart coming back to, I like it. I only started watching Jersey Shore because Pauly D is dating a black woman who happens to be Jamaican. I heard. And
oh,
sis be throwing down in the kitchen for that boy, so he ain't going nowhere.
oh.
But on that side too, she has so much hatred going because she was dating Pauly D. I was like, let me support this girl because they was hating hard on her.
I didn't know.
So yeah. So I think with Ronnie being gone, it led the way for Sammie to come back, and she is married as well. But ain't nothing wrong with getting some more money, honey. So I think like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Contessa knew she was fired. If she don't stop. And Heavenly be wrong a lot of the times, but she be funny. The way she called Carlos out, I was rolling. Since you know so much about our show, like but that is all I had. I was missing some things because of work. I was like, y'all in my way. I'm trying to watch Tuesday Takedown, so now I took lunch.
Well,
thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I enjoy it so much, and I love it. The Queens of R&B. I love it when you do it too, and I just love it.
Thank you, Ashley, and happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. I forgot I mentioned that. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. You guys are amazing. All right. Was there anything I want to mention? No. Let me focus. Let me focus on the callers. Robin, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Robin?
Hey, Kempire. Not a lot's going on. I was just wondering. Not really. This is just an absolute statement. Is there really anybody who saw all those movies that were nominated for the Oscars?
Not even the people that voted.
Because it don't matter. You know why?
Why?
The televised event is merely pageantry for the public. The awards that are given are for and by the industry insiders. It does not matter what we think. None of us vote on these. The actors vote for actors. Costume designers vote for costume designers, and so on. So get mad about the Oscars all you want, but what we think doesn't matter. And I have to tell you, I watched the NAACP awards this year. I have to go fast, so I think the time is going to go. And I realized nobody disappointed me who didn't get the statue. Why? Because that's more my community. That's who I always naturally root for, and that's where I get my entertainment. So that's just putting it all in context for all of us.
And we vote on that, the NAACP awards.
And we vote on many of those awards, exactly. So muchas gracias and namaste.
You too. Thank you so much. Take care, Robin. Robin's also here in New York. You hear that wind? Look. What's going on? Is there like a freeze warning for like a good part of the East Coast? What the hell? All right. You didn't come here for the weather. This is not CNN, just in case. All right. I'm going to bring up Jenna next. What's going on, Jenna?
Hey, Kempire, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. I wanted to make sure. So, first of all, let me say I just love the show today. It's been so entertaining and keeping me company while I'm working because it's been in hustle mode at the job lately. So I really appreciate you and your content your community.
Thank you.
I wanted to say that first. So some of the other folks already said it about Jamie Lee Curtis and the nepotism and all that. I posted in the chat earlier. I did see that movie. It's called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's very much what the Academy likes, that weird, existential, all kinds of stuff going on. But my beef is I feel like they should have gave it to the Asian young lady. I'm sorry, I don't know her name. That was in that movie. She was in it more than Jamie Lee Curtis and her. I mean, if Angela wasn't going to win, because I believe Auntie Angela should have won as well.
Yeah.
But I believe they should have gave it to that young lady, and then it would have really just reinforced the fact that it was such a great night for the Asian community at the Oscars. Because at the end of the day, whether it's like it's not your community or what, the Oscars is the end all and be all to a lot of people, and people want those awards. So that's what I would say about that. I still feel like she should have won, and I agree with the sister that put it in the chat, like we need to stop policing Black women's reactions to things, because I feel like she made the same face. Remember in the Olympics when that one black gymnast, they said she didn't look happy enough when she got some kind of medal or something.
Yeah.
But then the white girl that got the bronze medal kind of made this face, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's so charming." It's the policing of black women's reactions. She doesn't have to get up and clap for Jamie Lee Curtis. She can feel her own feelings. And I think she was gracious and she smiled. And really, I feel like the look she gave was not "I'm so hurt." She gave, as you would say, "These motherfathers" in her look. I feel like she looked over at Courtney like, "Can you believe they didn't give me this award?" Which I still think is valid, but I still think she looked graceful and regal as she is. And because I know we were short on time, the one thing I wanted to say about Ozempic, because people were saying in the chat, talking about it, I'm actually a plus size woman who's taking Ozempic to help me with my weight loss. And I've struggled with my weight loss for years and years and years. I have one of those body types where you retain weight. And it's not just, I'm gonna be quick. It's not just, people are using it for the wrong purposes, because needing help losing weight is a valid medical concern. Not everybody is naturally thin. And, people want to lose weight for all types of different reasons, not just aesthetic, and can be health related. And so if that's a valid medical reason, I feel like that's okay. And people are, again, putting the onus on the people who are overweight. I feel like there's just another version of shaming people. Really, you should be looking at the people who provide these medications and make them, because they're driving the capitalist machine of not having enough to drive supply and demand so they can get more money for these medications. So it's not our fault. It's the people who are in charge of these things. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to
no, I appreciate you saying that,
because
I feel like people will hear this and understand what you're saying, especially when we're talking about this, because it is becoming this sort of like Hollywood thing. But there are people that really need this drug that are using it or can get access to it because of the abuse of this system.
Right.
But this
right.
system,
and I'm seeing a specialist for mine. It's not like I'm just hopping over to the Rite Aid or CVS to be like, let me get that Ozempic. So, and that's the last thing I'm going to say, except that I think that person's name is pronounced Squirtle. Look at me being in somebody's business, but I think it's Squirtle, like the Pokemon. Let me know if we write in the chat or not. But yeah, it's Squirtle. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. So anyway, all right. Let me get off the
I don't
line.
watch Pokemon, but I'm glad that you did. Thank you for your help, Jenna. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, that reminded me, I was supposed to send myself this photo. See, there's so much stuff that I try to do, guys, to prepare for this show, and I did not send this to myself, and I got to send this to my computer so I can end the show with this, because I want to talk about this. All right, so let's move on. I'm going to bring up Simone next. Hold on. What's going on, Simone?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So this is my only thing. I only watch your reviews on all these shows that I've never seen before, but I only watch for the the Housewives tea. I think for Beverly Hills, and I said this in the chat earlier, I think Tia Mowry would be such a great addition for Beverly Hills, just because she's not too dramaed out, which is always refreshing to see on the show. She would give me very much Cynthia vibes. Good read, good fashion, and a good storyline. I really want to know the tea about her divorce, why she's so happy now that she's divorced from him. Like, I feel like that's what Tamara said. Tamara said she's the happiest she's ever been. So I would love to know that tea. And she's been on reality TV before. Like, I just think she would be such a good fit, especially with, this is my problem with Bravo. They have these all white ensembles and they always throw in one person of color in the cast. So it makes a lot of the racial undertones or a lot of social issues seem like the person is overreacting. I would love to have more of a mixed, diverse cast, not just one person just to say you have diversity, but throw in a couple of different people so that there's still community in it. If you can have 6 white women on one show, you can have 2 Black people or 2 Asian people or 2, they only diversify it with one person. So I would love that for Beverly Hills. I just think like we just need a little more lighter energy, some good shade, especially like Beverly Hills, RHOP, all those shows that are kind of getting very dark and toxic. And then with Married to Medicine, I think them bringing Phaedra is going to be such a huge mistake because we know Phaedra to be a manufacturer of storylines. So I don't even know if she's really dating this man or she's just using him for a storyline to just be back on TV, because we all know she is very desperate to be back on Bravo. Okay. All right. That's all.
Thank you so much, Simone, for calling in. Take care.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too. This is an interesting conversation that we're having. Interesting conversation. All right, let me move on. Brooklyn Star's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. What's going on, Brooklyn Star?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I just want to disagree with the last caller about one thing.
Mhm.
Tia is the mean twin. She is a savage. Tamara's the nice twin. If you ever seen their last reality show, Tia's mean, and she has no filter. I don't know if she would be a good fit for Beverly Hills, but yes.
Look,
She could watch it.
I wasn't ready
Tim,
for that.
no, she is. Tim's looks beautiful at the Oscars. If I'm wearing all white and my melanin is popping, sacrifices would need to be made. You are not going to see this year. Come back next year.
Oh,
I think Jill Zarin is so thirsty. I don't know why she was actually at the Oscars, like at the Oscars, photobombing winners. She's photobombing winners.
yes.
And she doesn't deserve to be paid like the rest of the girls. She in her mind, she thinks she was that girl. She never was that girl. Nobody liked that personality of hers. I don't think she deserves to be paid. I don't think Jersey Shore needs Sammie. I still watch Jersey Shore to this day because, like the first caller, I'm obsessed with Paulie and Nikki's relationship, the Jamaican girl he's dating.
Yeah.
You need to like stream Double Shot of Love season 1 and 2 to watch their little love story play out. I'm obsessed. That's the only reason I watch it to this
What's
day.
Double
just to
Shot of
catch a glimpse.
Love?
Yeah. Oh, you got to watch Double Shot of Love season 1 and 2.
That's how they
Find-
met?
Huh?
That's how they met?
Yes, on a dating show. And the girls hated her. She was the only black girl. They hated her. And she was like, that's going to be my man. And it's her man, okay? Since before the pandemic, okay?
Oh, so this is a long-term relationship.
Yeah, and they live together, okay? You have to. That's the one
He
that
still got that
RBL
hair?
needs to
Look, he still got that hair?
Yes. I'm sorry. Okay, let me be quick. Karen body gagged me this whole weekend. I've been at the gym working extra hard so there's no sleep. I didn't know Karen had all that, okay? Okay, Mr. Bill Gates, I see why he overlooks things. And don't bring Sammie back on the show. I don't think she can relate with the cast. They have built a bond. They've stayed, and she just left. And I know she left because of RHONY, but I don't think it's going to be a good fit with her to the way they are now.
Okay.
And I love Michelle, the lady who won Best Actress. I loved her since Memoirs of a Geisha. I think she deserved that win. And the Oscars don't deserve Angela at this point. She don't need to come back no more. They don't deserve her. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
Take care. Wow, I wasn't ready. You see, this is why I rely on you guys, because I don't watch the Jersey Shore. I didn't know about any of this. I might have to get into this. Jamaican, what going on? All right. Let me say thank you. We did have a super chat. Thank you, Maddie, for the super chat. Maddie says, I love you, Kempire. Thank you so much, Maddie. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Hold on. Pull this down. Okay. Let me get some more callers, because now I drank too much of this water and I got to go. All right. People... I'm gonna mispronounce. I apologize. You're gonna have to tell me, how do I pronounce that?
Oh, it's a Bibio gal. Like it's a tribe in Nigeria. Yeah.
What's
there's
your
a
name,
tribe that
though?
no one ever knows of. So it's great.
What's your name?
My actual name is Eno, so also a weird name.
No, not weird. You're speaking to someone legally named Kemp. Okay, what are your thoughts?
Well, thanks for having me. It's my first time calling, but I've been a listener for a while, so I thought I should give it a go. I just kind of wanted to say thank you for kind of being awesome. I went through a phase of crazy depression, and you just watching your videos about shows I don't actually watch most of the time actually just cheered me up. And now I've started watching some of these shows, so thanks for that. Thanks for ruining my life, but it's all good. It's all good.
Thank you.
But just also very quickly, just in terms of the Oscars and the Angela Bassett thing, I don't watch the Oscars anymore because I work in the film industry and I can't stand the whole industry in general. I did see Everything Everywhere All at Once, and whilst I really loved what the film did in terms of a lot of its references to the cinema of Wong Kar-wai, which is this amazing Hong Kong director, and of course seeing Asian Americans and just seeing the way you can experiment with film and still weave a very interesting narrative. I love that. But the one thing that stuck out for me when I watched the film was Jamie Lee Curtis and how bad she was in the film. So I was just kind of like, how did she win the Oscar? It just made no sense to me. So I just wanted to share that. I love Jamie Lee. I think she's a great human, but I've never watched her act and thought, wow, you know, great acting. I've just thought it's not bad, but it's not good either. She was terrible in that film. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says.
Wow.
That's my 2 cents. Angela was robbed.
Oh, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Take care. See, now I need to go watch to judge for myself. Wow. I think a lot of people were shocked, including Jamie, when she won. You saw her face when she won? Just saying. All right, let me go. We have 2 more callers that we're going to take, guys. If you're just joining us, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, thank you to everyone that sent in Super Chat. Shout out to all of you that sent in Cash Apps, Venmos, PayPals. Or if you like and view the videos, that also helps support us to continue doing what we're doing. And don't forget to like and comment and engage and share. All of that helps as well. So you don't have to send money, but be sure to like. Be sure to engage in the comment section. Professionally, though. Don't be a troll. All right. I'm going to bring up Alex next. What's going on, Alex?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I got my birthday coming up this St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
So yeah, okay. That's not. I was just saying that, but also, Angela. No, I wasn't just coming out here to say that. Lord, Angela Bassett. I loved her performance, and I feel like she should have won. But I also don't really. I've never seen the movie that Jamie Lee won for, so I don't want to tear her down. Really, I don't want to say, oh, she was horrible without knowing. But like, and you never want to do that with anyone, really, tear someone else's performance down to lift someone else up. I always feel like that's wrong, whatever the circumstance. But I also want to say, I feel with the whole, we were mentioning the Mexico thing, the whole live chat was saying, oh, Mexico will never see me. I'm never going to Mexico. Mexico is just blah. Guys, you know how ignorant y'all sound saying Mexico will never see me? It's a problem that they're dealing with, but also it's a huge problem. No. But you never know that problem couldn't be resolved and it would be just fine. And then by saying Mexico is blah, you're tearing down a whole culture now. Mm-hmm. You're tearing down a whole culture.
I don't know about saying Mexico's blah. I didn't see that comment.
I saw that. Oof, I kind of went in on her. I didn't go rude, but I went in. I said, you've obviously been only on the beaches. You haven't seen the culture. But anyway. I also want to talk about Married to Medicine. I mean, Phaedra, I love Phaedra. I love her, don't get me wrong. But is she married to medicine? No. What is the title of the show? And that goes for Quad too. I love Quad.
Yeah.
I love her. But she's not married to medicine anymore. So should she still be on this show? No.
But I don't think her ex-husband's coming back.
Okay, and she gonna get married to her ex-husband? Nope. So no, I don't think she should stay on the show. I love her, but I don't think she should. And I was going to talk about, Blac Chyna. I mean, good for her. Yeah. All right. Well, have a good day, Kempire.
Thanks, Alex. Take care. And happy early birthday.
Right,
bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me do something here. Okay. And here. Okay. All right. I just had to, producing and engineering behind the scenes. All right. We're going to take one last caller. Thank you again, guys, for being here for our Tuesday Takeover. We are running. Tuesday Takeover is taking over my life. Can we get to 900 likes, guys? We're almost there. We already have almost 1,200 people watching on YouTube. And I'm sure I have plenty of other stories that I need to cover after this live. But this is where we cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news. As you can hear from the callers, they're weighing in on everything that we've been discussing, from the Oscars to 90 Day Fiance the other way, and so many other things. Last but definitely not least, we're going to bring up Janelle. What's going on, Janelle?
Bonjour, Empire. Hello, darling.
I finally caught up to the whole Miami girl situation on Vanderpump Rules, season 3.
Oh my God, Empire. First off, thank you for the shout out, because I saw the recap of your I saw your Vanderpump Rules recap last Thursday. I was like, oh, Kempire shouted me out. Thank you, boo. I appreciate that. And I want to say really quick about Angela Bassett, because I called about Vanderpump Rules. But I think if Angela won or Jamie Lee Curtis, well, she did win, but either one of them won, it was going to be more so about like their contributions to acting more so than for the actual film or role they played, even though I thought both of them were very good. Actually, I thought they were both great in the roles that they did in their films. I saw Black Panther 2. I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. I enjoyed both films thoroughly. However, for Black Panther 2, I think a caller said earlier, oh no, why are people calling me when I'm trying to be on this? It's my daddy. I'll call him back later. He'll be fine. Black Panther 2, it was good. Wasn't as good as the first one, in my opinion. I still enjoyed it thoroughly. And I just don't think, and also someone said earlier in the that called in, the Oscars they're snobs when it comes to action horror films. So I think just for that in general, like as much as we love Queen Angela, like I love Angela Bassett. I feel she's been part of my entire childhood, and in every movie I've ever watched as a kid. I just don't think the Oscars were going to honor her for that role. Like I just don't, because people forget. Just because they've been trying to become more diverse within the Academy, it's still filled with a bunch of old white men. Let's keep it all the way funky, okay? And they're very much stuck in their ways. I think Variety did like or Variety or Entertainment Weekly, one of those two interviewed Oscar voters, and one person they pulled from the acting category who was voting said like, say, I don't know why people are upset that Viola Davis or Danielle Deadwater didn't get nominated for Best Actress. They just need to get over it. So that is just because we as the people are saying one thing does not mean the people who are actually voting on this actually believe in that. Just want to put that out there. But anyways, Vanderpump Rules, my jam. Okay, let me tell you something. Kristen was encouraging Stassi behind the scenes to get back together with Jack season 2. Okay, she's like, oh my god, get back together with him. Y'all are meant to be, blah blah blah. Now, Kristen has admitted in her podcast in Kempire, oh Lord, I've been listening to all these podcasts and I'm tired. Of all these.
God bless you.
I listened to Stassi and I was like, why? And I listened to Kristen and I was like, why? But I did it for you and did it for people.
Thank you.
And because so you wouldn't have to. But Kristen said that she had basically an effed up version of love back in the day, and like her and Sandoval should have broken up after a year or two, but they only stayed together for the sake of the friend group. And so and I think so like both her and Sandoval just didn't have like the cojones to like be like, no, it's a wrap. And so she was encouraging Stassi to get back together with Jax between season 1 and season 2 for the sake of the friend group and also for the sake of the show, while she on the couch doing things with him. Like this friend, I'm telling you, this friend group is messed up.
Toxic.
Are you on season 3 yet?
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
A mess. Because we have our James Kennedy now introduced into the group.
Oh my God. And you haven't seen him in season 4 yet, where his like alcohol addiction just goes like through the roof. And it's really bad. It's a train wreck. I hate saying it, but it's like it's like funny to watch, but at the same time you want to cry to yourself because you're just like, oh boo boo, you got an addiction. We need to get this under control. Because his mama is also is an addict too.
Yeah, because we see her this last episode in season 10.
Right. So they have that thing in common. I don't think for him it's genetic. I know some people who have addiction problems, sometimes it can be genetic, but I'm not sure. I think they just have that in common. But let me tell you about Vanderpump Rules. I am so excited for Ariana. I want her to get this house. Okay, I want her to get this house. I want her to kick out Sandoval. Sandoval can go stay at Raquel's 1-bedroom apartment in Yeoh and go play with his extras band and call it a day. I want him to go away. And then also Pump and Tom Tom, they're in the process of getting their license, their liquor license reinstated.
Okay.
It was according to Up and Adam, it was an oversight more so than like something bad happened. Like they just forgot. Like so.
I mean, I figured. But they forgot. Right. But no, well, here's the thing. I did a report on that over the weekend. According to ABC, though, they were cited for serving minors and serving people that were intoxicated.
Well, then boo-boo on them. Then it's not oversight. They've been doing bad things.
Wait, because I'm like, wait a minute. That's still like,
they're just doing bad things. And I think in season 2, like if I was Stassi, would I have backhanded Kristen? Probably. If I was in a reality show, because that means I wouldn't have gone to jail. I definitely wouldn't have done that in real life. Oh, no. Because, like, you know, nobody going to try to lock me up. Oh, no, thank you. So I have to keep my hands to myself. And I don't condone violence. But if I found out that my best friend was sleeping with my ex-boyfriend while she was trying to encourage me to get back together with him, listen, you nuck if you buck. That's all I got. You nuck if you buck, okay? And I am so excited for you to start watching season 4. Because that's when you see more James Kennedy. I think that's when Lala is introduced. She either comes in season 4 or season 5. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But like, they don't like Lala when she first come on, because I think they were threatened. They were threatened when they saw Lala, okay? Because Lala came through with that attitude. I just need Lala here's my one thing with Lala. I just need her to stop saying that she's Tupac reincarnated, because that mess is not cute. Like, I'm like,
I saw people saying that in the comment section. I was like, what are they talking about?
She says it I think she has stopped saying it in recent times, but she used to say it all the time. Even I think as of recent, like last year.
Oh, damn.
That she is Tupac reincarnated. I said, girl, if you don't keep that iconic dead black man out of your name out of your mouth.
Well, you know, she wanted to get another black man in her bed this past season, so.
Well, and also supposedly that she was trying to get with 50 Cent too. It's a party. Listen, I understand the appeal of black men. I love black men, but girl, stop saying that you are one, because you're not. You a white girl from the suburbs of Salt Lake City. Like, stop it.
Lauren.
Stop it. It's not crazy. Like, stop it.
I'm going to call them all by their real government names.
Like, Lauren Birmingham. That is your name.
But she was smart, though, to change it. She was smart to change it, because Lauren Kent doesn't hit the same way Lala Kent hits.
Right. I mean, I love her name change, but I'm going to need her to stop. You are not Tupac, my dear. Listen, she can be fabulous and be awesome without having to invoke his name. Like, for real. Like, I liked you before you said Tupac, and now you said, "Oh, I'm Tupac." Girl, what? And I said, and she got to say it with a black accent. Girl, bye. Yes, you will see that. You will see that in the upcoming seasons. She has changed a lot. She has grown up. I will.
Has she? Look, has she? Okay, we will revisit. We will revisit.
I know that when the whole Rachel Scandoval situation was going down, she was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna eat tonight," and I was like, "That sounds like something my cousin from Miami would say." And I was just like, and they don't come from like the part we see on Real Housewives of Miami, if you know what I mean. So I was like, "Girl," I was like, "You ain't eating nothing. Stop it. You are not gonna eat that girl, because you're gonna lose your job." Like we still try and make sure Sheena still got a job if this restraining order doesn't get removed. Okay, so. Girl, stop.
Lord.
All anyway, right. I can't wait for you to recap it on Thursday. I'm super, super excited. I have to put my Valley Girl voice on. I'm super excited, and I can't wait, because Vanderpump Rules is my jam.
All right. Thank you so much.
Don't use the bathroom, and continue being fabulous, Kempire.
Thank you, Janelle. Take care, and thank you for always getting us together with the information from Vanderpump Rules. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye. I really do appreciate you guys giving me the Cliff Notes, because it really has helped. It really has helped me at least understand what is happening on this show. All right, let me switch out of here. Hold on. All right. Okay, this is not going to work. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there we go. Look. All right, we've been live for 2.5 hours. Look, 2.5 hours, and we haven't hit 1,000 likes yet. Let's hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button already. All right. As Janelle said, don't forget, we will be recapping Vanderpump Rules on Thursday, probably like Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for that. We will also be recapping the Real Housewives of New Jersey tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And on Friday, we have our Real Housewives of Miami recap. That will be happening. Usually that happens at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Okay. So we have a lot happening this week here on the channel. So be sure to check out everything that you may have missed already. Don't forget, we have a new podcast all about Vanderpump Rules that came out over the weekend with Grace Report. And then I had my collab with Behind the Velvet Rope, David Onteff, on his podcast. So be sure to check that out. That dropped today. So check that out. And I wanted to mention this because this was funny because we had a caller call in yesterday saying that her son looks like me. Her son looks like me, and I wanted to ask you guys, do you see, am I the father? Let me bring the picture up. Am I the father? Shout out to Mo Reality. Mo Reality is she called in, I don't remember, sometime last year and told us about her story of, first of all, I always am moved by your stories on what we do here on the channel has uplifted or brought you happiness in your life. Oh, Mo Reality's in the building. So she's given us permission to share her son. And I swear I do not know Mo Reality. This is not my child, but this baby Zayn is adorable. Baby Zayn is adorable. What? Am I the father? He even has a New York City hat on. Oh my goodness, so cute. Baby Zayn. Baby Zayn is one of the first Kempire babies. Well, not Kempire babies. Come on, calm down, y'all. But one of the first Kempire babies of the channel, right? Adorable. Adorable. Am I the father? Does Baby Zayn look like my baby? Just saying. Baby Zayn, so cute. So cute. Shout out to Mo Reality. All right. I almost forgot. I have so much that we covered on Tuesday Takeover. I almost forget, everything that I want to cover and talk about. But I feel like that's the best way to end today's show. A little cuteness. So shout out to Mo Reality. She's in the live chat. And shout out to Baby Zayn. I will see you guys in the next live tomorrow during our Real Housewives of New Jersey recap. But tonight we will be live on TikTok. We'll be live on TikTok watching the Real Housewives of New Jersey together. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. Do you think we can get to 1,000 likes? I think so. Like the video if you haven't already, guys. And be sure to follow us. Everything is available at thekempire.com. Thekempire.com. Our merch, our social media, our podcast, everything is available there. All right. And just check out the description for more details on our Cash Apps, our Venmos, our PayPals, our mailing address, all that stuff. All right. Thank you all for being here. Everyone, go have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go get me something to eat. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's get out of here with some music. What do I want to play? What do I want to play? Look. Oh, we haven't played this in a long time.
Girl, to get a lot of dough, anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphone. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Yeah, all I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just a shapes to Henny. Used to be a penny pincher. Now I'm in plenty business. Grind hard, nigga, on guard. Grind hard, nigga, on guard. Yeah. We grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. I lean with it, I rock with it. Locks socks under my socks fitted. Tahoe with the black tint. Houston girl, heavy accent. But my whole swag is magic. High five, fantastic. Make the money stretch like elastic. Making moves that you couldn't imagine. Eating, still watching my calories. Just to pull in that big boy salary. It's just the way that it has to be. I'm a bad boy, Mike Lowry. While I'm sipping this Henny. And all of my niggas is with me. Yeah, grind hard, nigga, oh God.
Grind hard, nigga, oh God.
Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and buy my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and buy my nose. Anything is possible.
Oh,